What's up, SBJ?
Yo, what are we thumbing down? Damn. Why are we throwing thumbs down again?
We're just excited, you know what I mean, for things. We're excited for thumbs downing things. We're super bullish on thumbs. You know what I mean? Welcome to Bad Take. We're bullish on thumbs, sponsored by thumbs. Um, this is what we do out here. What's up, man? How's your day going? What's new? What'd you get? What'd you degen in today?
Bro, I'm just a professional at fading generational wealth, bro. I'm just watching people celebrate their Pepe wins, and I'm like, mm, I'm just sad here. Real sad.
Do we have a new shitcoin on the block from what I'm seeing on the timeline?
Yeah,
Just some
everybody's like 200x and shit up on their Pepe.
Is what is it? Is it Ethereum? Is it on
Yeah,
Solana or what?
Ethereum. It's a meme coin. Pepe and I don't know how Wojak's doing, but apparently that was another one. But Pepe is doing really well from what I'm hearing.
Dude, I've heard this, and all I'm wondering is where was Cram when I needed Cram to give me the alpha on these
Yo,
shit coins, you know what I mean? Like,
I even got the alpha, and I was like, these fools are gonna get wrecked. And I was just like chilling, and now I'm like, fuck.
if I've learned anything, it's always worth to throw $100 in this shit, bro, because you just never know. But a little late now, dude. If I'm hearing about it like secondhand and people are making millions, I am exit liquidity,
Yo,
bro.
compound. We didn't call Pepe, but we did call Wojak yesterday, in the chat. So we bought some Wojak and we're already up on it. We're gonna ride it, see what happens. Ride the wave.
So was Pepe the first one, and then it's like, oh shit, let's throw a Wojak out there. Is that what
Yeah,
happened?
yeah. Pepe kind of took off. I mean, there's so many of them. Like Wojak, Wojaking. I think that one was a honey pot or whatever. And then we got Kermit.
How's Jack in the name?
There's so many. Um, so I'm looking at these things kind of like derivatives. You know, like the first one that comes out always pops, and then the second, third, fourth, not so much. Um, but I miss Pepe, so I'm gonna ride this Wojak and see what it does.
Yo, Cam, what happened to don't fall in love with these hoes?
Hey! I'm not in love. I'm not in love at all. I'm good. I'm grounded. We're slightly up. I'm trying to maybe double or triple this bag, and then we might take some profits. So I think we're up like 30% on Wojak. So it's like, man, we didn't get into crypto for 30%. Give me that 100x.
30%. What is that? We don't take that shit out here. That's like what the banks give you when you let them hold your money, right? Some bullshit.
Weak sauce.
No, dude. The good thing I always liked about coins was that it could bring some new liquidity in, right? Because there's people that may not trade NFTs, but they do like shit coins, or it could take some liquidity away from NFTs, but we don't know. We'll see how it plays.
Yo, Pepe apparently they put out a roadmap like at 10,000 holders or something. They're gonna hit like centralized exchanges or something. That's what if I remember the infographic they put out. I don't know, but like everybody's like buy this before it hits Robinhood. I'm like, I don't know, bro.
Yo, no, I did hear about Wojak supposed to be getting listed on Huobi tomorrow. This is not financial advice, guys. Do not buy it because of that news. But this is what I was told. So, um, yeah. So I'm gonna see what
What is a
happens.
Bojack, anyways? Isn't it like the meme? Like I've seen
I
like some
don't fucking
escape
know,
shit.
bro.
Yeah. That sad green face.
Yeah, I have no idea what a Wojak is. I just, I saw it like 3 or 4 times on my timeline. I'm like, oh, this is the one. So I ran to my alpha chat, and Samurai Ghost had already called it. That guy is like heating up. He's on fire. And then I had like three other DJs like call me, like, yo, did you see Wojak? Did you see Wojak? I'm like, yeah, I'm literally looking at Wojak right now. It's so weird. So let's see. Let's see what it does, man.
Yo, you should compound. You should release a bad take coin and just tell everyone it's going to zero, and then like if it goes to zero, no one can complain because that's what you've been saying.
Bro, that's all fun and games until you got Web3 exposing you for your community coin that you released just for fun, told nobody to buy, and you had degens speculate on it, right? And it's all fun and
Yeah,
games until that happens, dude.
you'll turn into a grifter real fast, compound, really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, no, we've had spaces hosts that have in the past launched community coins like as rewards for joining streams or spaces. And then of course we're in crypto, so you can make a liquidity pool for anything and you can speculate on anything. And guess what, bro? You get speculated on and you got people out here that'll dig up your past. It's a bad place. So you just we're gonna call it deep coin. How about a deep coin?
Oh hell no! I'm deleting my Twitter, bro. I'm, I'm Deepcoin, and there's probably a Deepcoin somewhere, right?
Yeah, no, I'm surprised there wasn't a Pepe coin. I'm gonna be honest about that. Like
No,
this
there
reminds.
is. There is like, but this is a new contract, new coin.
Oh my God, you know what this reminds me of is like, yeah, DeFi summer when everybody like once we get 10,000 holders, they're gonna list us on CoinGecko. Everybody get on CoinGecko and start. There's like a rating system on CoinGecko, so you'd have everybody in the community go like rate the coin good on CoinGecko. And once you're listed on CoinGecko, the next one is everybody go to CoinMarketCap. We're going to CoinMarketCap, and it's like a grind from Gecko to Market Cap to fucking some random exchange, bro. And you go from some random exchange up to eventually Qcoin. Qcoin takes everybody, and then from Qcoin, like you gotta go. Like once you get Binance, it's like the gold Grella coins, dude. It was like a legit community-led quest, bro. Like it was like everybody's on this quest, pumping, killing shit everywhere. That's what this reminds me of, man. Because Cram was like, once at 10,000, I heard at 10,000 holders, there's a roadmap. No fucking way, a roadmap? We got to get to 10,000 holders. Yeah, it's ass backwards, dude. There is no way that. Usually you have like at least a roadmap or a light paper at least.
Bro, but I don't know, bro. I think like it's becoming part of the culture like already. Like I see people changing their names to Pepe something. There's somebody just changed their name to Pepe Le Pew or something. Bro, it's taking over.
Yeah, dude, everything comes in full circle, right? Like this is what we did in like the summer of 2020, when it was just pumping. People would just make anything. Like Elon tweeted, if I'm ever in trouble, call it elongate. Boom, elongate coin pumping.
Yo,
There's people making
Loki coin when his dog like the name
yeah,
is
people
his dog's
making
name was
millions.
Loki.
People making millions, right? Like, oh fuck, Elon Dodge coin, millions people. It was just crazy. I was in a coin. I joined some random coin called like Elon One, bro. It was just like a play. It was a derivative of like Elongate and Elon Dodge, and it was just a derivative of a derivative. And people made big money in it, dude. It was just you couldn't miss in that summer. Like it's just what degens do when like shit's down bad. Just have fun with random dumb shit. And it's like literally how I joined Ethereum though, so I don't hate on it at all. I just don't like tell people to go do it. Is you get fucked up over in that space. But that's what got me interested into Ethereum blockchain, and it eventually led me to NFTs. Was that casino, that shitcoins casino? That's just kind of like a fun drive, but it's interesting seeing it coming back on Twitter.
Yeah, man, these things move in waves and cycles, right? They just kind of keep kind of ebbs and flows. I'm like, man, I've seen this before, right? Especially if you've been here for 4 or 5 years. You're like, man, I've seen this before. Is this 2019 all over again? 2020? So yeah, man. All I would say, guys, is just be careful. There's gonna be a lot of like honeypots or scams. So don't buy everything. Don't teach in too hard. If you want to, at least throw the contract address into like ChatGPT. If you have like the premium version, at least it can vet it for you. Like, hey, is this a honeypot or is there any vulnerabilities, any back doors? Like, double check it if you don't have that green light. It's for those DJs out there.
That's pretty smart, actually, if you don't know how to code.
I mean, I think even if you like go on like Etherscan, like you can check the comments. I think where people are just saying like like it's a scam or not.
Yeah, CoinMarketCap too.
Yeah, bro. It's the simplest way to start is type the name of the coin. Is this a scam? And then type Reddit, right? Because there's always going to be some MFer on Reddit who wrote up a thread, and the team is like frantically trying to get this Reddit post taken down. You can't. It's like really difficult to do. So you can at least go find a Reddit scam thread. Start there, at least.
Bro, I saw threads on crypto.com like Crow. Oh, this is why it's gonna surpass Ethereum and all this shit too. Like I wouldn't trust Reddit either.
I know, dude. If I always just go, is this a scam? And then go Reddit. And if there's any threads on there that it's a scam, I just go, maybe I just won't touch
You
it.
could just also type in type in the coin and then just put is and then see what it auto fills and like, oh, see, yep, it's a scam, right? Because I didn't even type in scam, but like usually the top ones are the ones that people are searching a lot, and just write it off, man. Like, hey, it's a scam. But you know what? Here's the thing, guys. This is recorded. Oh yeah, it's recorded. That's all right. But look, you can make money on scams, guys. That's all right. Just take those profits. Don't fall in love. It might be these profits are gonna come quickly with these. Just take them, man. I saw one guy put one ETH into Pepe, and he turns to 28 ETH. So I'm just like, bro, just take your 28. He's like, oh well, what if it goes to? I'm like, no, it's not. You know, and it could. Don't get me wrong. Pepe is like a big thing in crypto, right? It's like that meme like around Pepe is so big. It probably will do really well in the long term, like maybe in the next year or so. But like, dude, take your bags, man, while you got them. I don't know. That's all I can really say.
That's how
Take your
they
bags.
that's how they drive homo. Oh, there's this guy, he put this much in and came out with this much. It's always like when they're trying to get their homies in, they have that story. I'm not saying that's what Cram's doing, but I just remember people always like, oh yeah, I saw this one guy make this much. It's like to drive homo. And I'm like, yeah, well, it sounds like a bunch of people already made some money and they need me to come in and fucking dump on my ass. So,
There's this
but yeah,
investor.
That's how I felt whenever I started seeing Pepe all over. Like this guy posting on Instagram, buy Pepe, just put 0.6 ETH in. And I'm like, I saw this last night. Everybody was posting it. This is BS, right? And I know Pepe is like a thing, but like, come on. And then, boom, this week, 6.9 ETH. Told you guys, you're the man,
Wait,
bro.
did he at least put NFA?
oh no, bro, they don't. No way.
I don't know. I should go find him, huh?
Well, dude, this is how Ponzi's work. Is it's now if you buy it at 0.6, it's now your job to get on Instagram and make sure you find some exit liquidity because he's already out. That's how the Ponzi works. That's all of crypto though, man. Don't worry. Everything, even NFTs. Yo, Kiro, I want to go to Kiro, and then I kind of want to do like a recap of like how far we are this year. I want to go over the metas. Like every couple weeks, it seems like there's a meta, right? Like whatever happened to Nakamigos and whatever happened to Bitcoin Ordinals, whatever happened. Like there's been a bunch of metas, and I kind of want to do a recap. Maybe someone can write a list down, or we'll recap. Just be funny to see how many metas we've had in the last couple months. What's up, Kiro?
Yo, also when you're checking these DeFi tokens, man, don't just like try and Google it. That's like use Token Sniffer, man. It will tell you if it's a honeypot or not. Like don't get caught up in that fucking Google shit, man. Google doesn't know anything. It's like the NFT space. Nobody reads. Google doesn't know what it's searching through. It's just putting anything these days. Allegedly, somebody got drained from clicking on an OBS link on Google. I still don't believe that bullshit, but that's just me personally.
And then you know what I kind of want? I want to get bricked up in here if I can. I'll send him a request. There's a thread that's going around with some security concerns. I want to see if he's got like a TLDR for us.
Wait, is it somebody that got hacked giving security advice? Because I don't give anybody security advice because I got drained by a fucking doodle, man. So I wouldn't take my advice at all. I would find someone like board security or someone who hasn't gotten hacked. I wouldn't listen to any of us bozos.
No,
Wait,
no,
did
no.
you say you want to get bricked up in here?
Yeah, no, for sure I do. But no, I'm not talking about NFT God. I'm talking about blockchain ninja. So what was I gonna say? Okay, let's start with January, and we could group think this, which I don't know if that's good or not. What was the meta in the beginning of January when like we flipped from December? I remember going into the after the new year, there was like some hot thing everybody was buying. My recollection goes,
JPEGs. I think it was JPEGs.
yeah, was it for real?
I think so. Yeah, like, cause like I bought a bunch of them. I thought they were jokes, and then like flipped them.
So that was the
And
Twitter meta, yay pegs.
I think so. Yeah, and like, bro, I exited because like in the Discord they're like, "Yo, can you show this to people?" And then, "Oh, when are we gonna hit 1 ETH?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is fucking jokes. I'm gone."
I
I thought it was toe picks, feet picks, or Pepe.
yeah,
Picks came after
Oh,
like in
okay.
February-ish, I think.
So we have yay pegs and then feet pics. This is for where your so as far back as my memory goes is when um checks and OPEP derivatives were out, and then then Bitcoin ordinals were after that.
We're not going to
But
talk
before
about
that, I don't
They
know.
all came around the same
what
time, I
about
think.
Irene's
Like they
farts
all
in the glass.
intertwined. That was like a while ago, though. No, that
Oh,
wasn't that
that's
like
not
last year?
recent enough. Sorry.
I'm trying to do from the new year because as soon as the new year here, we've been doing spaces since January, and I would be in here. I every time I go, oh, here's the new meta. Like, be careful if you're seeing it on the timeline. It's not, it's just hot right now. And you guys remember Bonk the Solana coins and these random Solana coins. That was a week or two of meta. I remember in sorry, Sophie, I didn't. I couldn't hear myself. I don't have
Are you in the New
I
York
don't have a
sewer?
good attention span. Um,
Are you in the New York sewers, Sophie? Or
no, bro, she's in the cheesesteak line. G,
Chicago, man. Chicago, man.
Chicago, Philadelphia.
what's up, Sophie?
Geography, my guys.
Nah, she's at
Geography.
Chicago, but she's going to Philly. She was in Philly. We're actually talking.
everyone's speaking for her, but her.
It's because I muted her because her mic was out. I gotta unmute her. No, she can unmute. All right, what are the other metas, guys? We got ordinal
Checks,
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 Pepe.
Pepe. Well, I guess checks was kind of legit, or it became legit.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that one
it
was
was the
good.
OE stuff. The OE was the meta, like January,
Yeah.
February, I
Yeah, but
think.
there was derivatives. That was like a huge, like 2 week thing where everybody was buying up check derivatives, and
I think didn't the Nyan cat set that off? I think that was one of the ones that set it off. The Nyan
Yeah,
cat.
that's true.
No, not quite. But they were early. Chris was really early,
Oh
but I
yeah,
saw a handful of artists
the
do that before. Like even Crypto Painter did it before. The
Yo,
cats.
Crypto Painters was was
the
the first. Was
manifolds.
one of the
That
first
was the
ones with the
meta.
burn mechanism.
OE
Yes.
manifold OEs was a meta for a while.
Did anyone get the Game Pass from Crypto Painters?
Yeah, no, I didn't. You know what this proves though is that our collective memory is just dude. There's been so many weird little weeks of metas that we can't even like get them all in line. Like that's how short our memory is.
It's
Maybe
hard
that's
I
to.
how
mean, would
quick
we
this
even call
space
them?
moved.
Yeah,
Right, we
I think
move
what
too
would you call
fast
them
in Web
metas
three.
though?
Like a day is a week
They're
is
like
a month, a
fads.
month is a year.
That's what
Like
I'm
How many of
saying.
those things did any of us actually buy? Because
No,
I only bought the cat one.
I got made money
The,
off the cats.
I bought
yeah,
checks. I put
I
like
gave a bunch of those
0.4.
away in Leap Space. Then there was nothing else. I didn't care about anything else other than Crypto Painters.
I got some open E's, some that I made a quick buck on, and that was like the best flips, and that's it.
I bought some checks at like 0.4. I thought they were pretty dope, but then like, yeah, I don't know. I just buy shit that's dope, and half of it fucking rugs, and some of it just like makes money.
What would be cool is if we just dropped, like as you said, like let's recap the meta, and we just like we dropped all of like the people that bought that stuff, and you would see like all these old pieces, these artifacts.
Yo, I feel like this is gonna become traumatic though. Like
Oh,
you guys
dude.
want to bring up the past. I was gonna say this earlier. I just like I feel like anytime anyone says anything about the past, everyone brings up the monolith thing, okay? I don't want to hear about the receipt printer. Okay, we've been traumatized enough by these freaking people.
No, that's why I said January on.
I
But
think what's even more important is what do we think is coming? Because we could talk about the past and it is going to repeat
I don't
itself.
want to know. I
What
don't
do we
want to know.
see
I want to be
coming?
surprised.
What
Have
do you
you
guys?
ever like gone out with some
That's the
friends
next rug right there.
well, this is what
that
I
you
brought
think
it
are
up
just
for.
like complete assholes, and then they end up surprising you and taking you out for your birthday? Let's treat it like that, okay?
So this,
I,
yeah, the
I
reason I
know it's
brought it
gonna
up.
be good. I just don't want to know how good it is because I'm gonna be expecting better, and then I'm gonna FUD, and then Pumpisha's gonna pump the floor even higher. So we're not trying to do that yet.
No, it does turn into an ongoing cycle, and then we end up creating like a Dr. Dre detox effects where nothing is good enough. Like, oh damn, it's supposed to be better than this, and then it never comes out because we don't like what we got, and we turn into those spoiled ass kids who can't appreciate what we got because we got too many toys to begin with, and all our friends don't have any toys, and our parents talk about, you know what, they don't have anything over there, we can give it to them, and I bet you they'll like it. And you're like, like it, we gonna keep it. And
Yo, you're making me feel like Toy Story vibes, bro. You're giving me like we're the action figures and like we come alive only at night. And we have a crazy life.
Yeah, bro. The reason I brought it up is because we can sit and we were just talking about like these new meta that is here, and Cram was warning people to just be careful, like the shit's just popping up, like don't jump into shit randomly. But I've been on this like stage multiple times now where I've said, yo guys, this is just what's hot right now. This is meta right now. Like don't FOMO into this shit. You're seeing all these influencers post about it. That's because they already got their bag loaded. If they're posting about it on their timeline, they got it already. They're trying to FOMO your ass into it so they can dump on you. Every time there's a new meta, I say this shit, bro. And anybody who's been in here, I preach the same thing. And I did come in here and I admitted I was wrong to Baron about Opepping because I said the exact same, and Baron's like, no, I took a W on that one. So I don't know if Baron remembers that, but I did admit I was wrong about that one. But I do warn people every time, like, yo,
I
it's
will
just a new
always
meta.
remember that day. That's
Baron,
all I got.
but
I
don't I
always
always
remember that. You did, dude. You
watch
did.
out,
You
bro?
like honestly like it made me feel uncomfortable. You kept talking about it. You're like, dude, I was wrong. I was wrong. I'm
We
like,
all talked about it. It
dude,
was
I'm
a
wrong
joke.
all the time. Like, stop talking about it. You're gonna have to make me tell people I'm wrong more often.
No,
No,
that was
I
the
think
night that we went out for Kaz's birthday. I'll never forget that because we was clowning the hell out of Baron, and he came up, man.
Man, it came up, man.
Yeah,
no,
that was
if
It's
I'm wrong,
rare, dude. It pays for a lot of losses. A lot. I had to lose a lot of money to get this laser mouth. Let's go.
See, look, now Yakura was right. This is painful, man, because I took some mean L's on some shit this year. Like the dumb shit that I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing, I was doing anyway. So let's not talk about
Bro,
that.
I treat
But you
NFTs like my exes. I never look back.
We
No, you
can't,
can't.
man.
You can't. People are talking about taxes. I was like, there's no way. No way, really.
Oh, I pay someone to do my taxes.
No, I'm doing taxes, but there's no way that I have a taxable gain.
That's a good thing, to be
Let's
honest.
go.
You're tax farming, pro tax farmer. But yo, it all depends on how much you're willing to put, right? Like if you want to go fuck around, by all means, as long as it's not affecting your life in a negative way. Like that's what I do. And like I put in enough money where like I don't give a fuck if I lose it or not. And honestly, rugs teach you a lot too. About like yeah, I learned a lot about NFTs through rugs and what to stay away from and shit. So
It still hurts, man. It still hurts. It might be the girl that you don't necessarily care about, but if she pack up and leave when you gone and you come back to an empty home, you gonna be like, damn, gotta do me like that.
That's why I never look back. I never call them. They call me.
I was like, what's her problem?
No, it hurt.
Yo, no. So today, couldn't be me. Yo, today I have
who
to
hurt you,
admit,
Dre?
admit deep that I was being a big baby because I didn't get that poster. And I was like, slowly throughout the day, I was like, yo, what was the announcement about registering and like acting like I was cool that I hadn't gotten the poster? And then finally I was like, bonk, like where's the announcement, blah blah blah. So then I go check my thing, and the poster's sitting right there. That's all I got.
I was gonna tell people that you can check your accounts because a lot of people hit without even knowing they hit, so they didn't get the email, but you know, they did get the poster. So go check. You never know. It might be a oh happy day for you as well.
Yeah, and I was getting some texts from some of my friends who aren't in Web3 but are just sneakerheads that got the airdrop and so they're stoked. I mean, it's cool.
Someone asked me today about Dot Swoosh, and I'm like, just go ask an American. Don't ask me.
Yeah. Bro, you know how I know degens have no patience is because there were like people on the timeline fudding. Can't believe I didn't get a dot swoop poster. This is bullshit. Blah blah blah. They were fudding on the timeline, and there hadn't even been 5 to 10% of the supply released yet. Like it's like they never received an airdrop. They thought it all just happens at once, and they're on the timeline going, "This is bullshit," and they had to come back and go, "Okay, never mind. I actually got it." It's like, oh my God, just chill for a sec, man. Like I was ready to FUD too, baby, but I got mine. At
Yo,
least
and those are the same people that fudded me for fudding projects that wouldn't let me in as a holder. Crazy.
I don't know, Kiro. That whole experience was off the meat racks. I don't even. That's another thing I don't think we should ever have to go back to because that shit was ridiculous as well. But people do. It's the instant gratification, man. They want to have it. Yo, I need this. What about me? And then they come back. This shit was stupid. And then, oh yeah, I love it. This was great. It was the best thing ever. Thank you.
Thank God I waited till the end of the day. Thank you, Dre, for telling me to check my wallet. Bro, I got a poster, dude.
Can we change subjects? I don't like the subject really, and I don't know much about it because I never looked into it because I don't need to.
Deep. I got you. Okay, we're going to change the subject right now. My hand was up. I was trying to be polite. Basically, since we were talking about meta, I'm going to give you guys the latest meta going down in the underground. Demons are coming up. We have a group chat coming, and there's basically like 30 guys in there. And we're just fucking around and doing crazy shit. And we're empowering everybody. And we actually got influenced by guys like you from Bad Take, CloneX LA, CloneX NYC, Japan, wherever you're from. And however you create a community, that's exactly where our heart is at. And we want to hear from you. And there's some guys here and girls, ladies, that are part of us. And that's the meta. Dude, we're coming. Demons are uprising and taking over, bro.
Demons are shit, honestly. We're not going anywhere at this rate because, there's nothing really, honestly, that we've been doing recently. Now, honestly, some of these demons are artistic as fuck, and I wish I was as artistic as them. And some of them are like the robots too, but I haven't really seen the robots. You know, you guys got to pick it up. I haven't seen the art side of the robots in a while.
What? Bro, the robots are the most creative DNA in the entire collection, including angels, humans. They just think about all the major creators. It's all like robots, bro. We've done
It's
this.
honestly every DNA
Everybody's
except for Angel.
beautiful. Everybody's great, guys. What are we
Except for
talking
Angel.
about?
Except
Demons right now. Why are we talking
What
about
are we
robots?
talking about? The demons right now.
Bro, I'm gonna be that demon that gets in your robot and destroys the whole world, bro. Just
You
wait.
trying to get up in my robot? What?
Listen, I might be you, bro. You don't even know it. That kind of demon you don't even have, bro.
You know what? I actually had to sell my robot because I realized I wasn't creative enough. Like I had it, and then I realized that robots are all creative and they're artists and they're really good at it. And I didn't live up to the robot, so I actually sold it for an angel and bought another angel. So shout out to the robots.
what are angels good at?
We're good at literally nothing.
Bag
Just
holding.
looking
A
good.
lot of a little bit of a lot of things. That's basically.
Yeah.
Bunch of ADD people.
We're good at not staying on task. That's what we're good at, baby. Let's go.
Except for the comments of NFT bag holder.
So what are the humans good at? What do we do?
Love bag holder, dude.
Humans run a great life, and I was gonna say angels make demons look like humans, which is awesome for the angels, but demons are just so good. I don't know. That's all.
And no,
Humans are everything in this whole collection, by the way. I don't know if you understand
Honestly,
the DNAs in CloneX, but it's basically demons. Demons.
honestly, angels are good mediators, I would say. They're good at being composed and staying composed. Humans, it depends. Honestly, like maybe I don't know. Honestly, that's a good question, Dre. Maybe you guys are all individuals. You're your own person.
I feel like we
Like
execute
that.
well. Like we build and execute well. Like the humans I think about as me and Cass, right? Like we make shit happen for real. But I don't know whether human besides us that do that.
Yo, Cram is a human and he
Um,
executes community.
110%. But
Yeah, I think it.
Negative. Negative. I don't do any of that, guys.
Bro,
what about
All right.
Murakami? Are they just flexors? Like Murakami?
no, dude. The Murakami DNAs are listening to us peasants argue and going, huh. Yeah, okay, guys. That's
Yuki.
yeah, okay. Get real. Not my chair, not my problem. Do
What
you
about
mind
the
how
reptiles? The reptiles are probably even more unhinged than the demons, and they pump and dump.
I'm glad that you said it and not me, but I mean, we also have a lot of reptiles listening in, so apologies, but yeah, y'all are unhinged. I'm sorry. You just, yeah.
What?
well, we've been kind
Why
of
are you sorry?
we've
Why
been
do you have to be sorry about that?
we've been traumatized by one
Telling
reptile.
the truth is nothing to be sorry about.
That's a
I
fact.
hear reptile slander. What the hell? What's going on?
We had a reptile in a community that left us, and we've been traumatized by it ever since.
Yeah, bro. Y'all are fucked up.
He now uses Anya
Bro,
as a.
you're humans. Come on, bro. You gotta go check in on them, Dre. You gotta
Nah,
make
y'all
sure
y'all
they're all
reptile.
okay.
I think it's there.
Can't wait to have a reptile again. Never been right. I got sniped on today by a weight offer, dude. I literally, oh my God, moved a few things around. And right as I was staring at the screen, waste. The guy's got it ready for me, but it's at like 0.3 higher than it was listed.
Tragedy.
I sent in the chat that same guy's selling the other one as well. You just didn't realize that kind of liquidity is ready to snipe, right? But you should know.
No, it didn't take that long. He listed it, and then there was an offer, and then I had to wait for one. I can't just keep waiting everything. I was waiting for one thing to sell. It took 10 minutes, and then, gee. But yeah, it's cool to see. I mean, people are picking stuff up, and even if this thing went to a weight offer, the guy hadn't. It wasn't like he had a bunch of. I don't know. Maybe he had more clones somewhere else, but something. This thing's rolling in the right direction.
So,
Dude, I just couldn't believe. Sorry, and then I'm gonna put myself on mute and like keep it there. I just
No, I
can't
like
believe
it.
the people that FUD this shit. Like I don't understand. Are they asleep as to like what the process was going to be, and that some were going to get it and some weren't going to get it? Like, in like, for were they not paying attention, and do they not read? Do people not read in this space? Because Artifact is
They
in the.
can't.
I
They
mean, it's
can't
just
read, bro.
what are
if
you
you
talking?
don't have like a picture and a stick figure that says Artifact with the stick figure clone, and I mean, ideally they'd like to see like their clone on the fucking ad, but like it's just unbelievable. They don't get that Nike from the beginning has been doing this on purpose. They're not continuing to ice clones for a reason. It's just it just and then the people that are on there are the same people, comp. They're the same people. They don't even own clones.
Bro, that's why I told you, bag holder. Me and him have a relationship, but every week or so he goes into like a clone footing spree, and I go, "Oh shit, here we go again, huh, bag holder?" And I comment on it, and that's why I made a post about him today. Is because me and him have gone back and forth before, and usually it ends like pretty. It's like really peaceful. He goes, "Oh, okay, I get your point." And I go, "I understand your point as well." But yeah, they don't even own clones, and they're just like, "I don't know, guys. I'd sell all your clones if I was you." Like what?
Bro,
Um,
he's been doing that since the vials, bro.
I know,
It
dude.
never ends with that guy. Bro,
He
I'm telling you, incompetence is a mental issue that people need to fucking go see a therapist for.
No, I put it on the timeline. What his strategy is like you got to understand is he doesn't need to do any research, and people don't need to do any research. They just have to say some misinformation and some controversy shit on the timeline, and they're gonna have an army of Twitter people like me that come in and correct them or give them a different point of view, and then you don't have to actually research. You just
So you gotta start it off with something like, I can't believe that Nike didn't prop up Artifact. Like, you've been paying really close attention. So you act like you're paying really close attention, but you do zero reading, comp. Sorry to
well,
interrupt.
dude. Okay, so the good thing about him is he's consistent across everything. So he fudded the shit out of Other Side and the heavy metal. Um, like he had a bad experience with heavy metal, and he absolutely fudded it. And he's an ape, right? So and then what I commented on was like, you know what, man, I like you because you're consistent. You'll fud your bags, you'll fud my bags, and that's what's important, right? You're just consistent across the board. And he goes, yeah, I fud everybody's bags equally, bro. So
Do you think he has a list and every morning he's like, what am I gonna fud today?
Wait. Did we even check to see if he even owns the ape?
we
And
don't
he's
know.
not just like one of those weird people from like normal Twitter that made a fucking ape account and got
Twitter
like
engagement, though.
popular.
That's a good way to get your information, though. Just say some misinformation, piss off a community, and then they're gonna come engage on your post, like step 3 profit or whatever.
This
However,
man had 70 comments, and he was like, "Well, I'm really sorry. Like, I can't believe all this hate I'm getting." I'm like, dude, it ain't like it used to be 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago.
Oh, we've it's been a year now. We got an army, and we're fucking ready to fight that shit.
It ain't like it used to be.
So if you guys should have known last night, when Allsty sniped his new Angel clone, it got listed an hour, like that hour, and he had DM'd me about it. And when I asked it, he said he got it, and I said, "How long has it been listed?" He goes, "Less than an hour." So there are people watching for these grails. So that reptile that got sniped from you, Baron, there are people watching, waiting for these grails to get listed, and they're grabbing them, man. So it's good to know though that the mid tiers and shit are getting picked up, right? Because you know there's
Well,
there's
you're seeing it with the Murakamis too, like the drip, which is what we saw when this forest picked up before. Those seem to, people get attracted to those and they fall in love with the pretty ones and demons.
Yo, Deep, what did you do, bro?
Yeah, it's been a while. Do you know how to use Twitter? You've become a Discord fiend. Did you forget how to use Twitter now? Like, just switch over platforms and everything's gone.
That
Wait,
that
what happened?
music was perfect for that rugged man coming back. It was so somber and sorry.
Wait, what did you say I did, Deep?
You're gonna rug me right now, aren't you?
No, I can't rug now. Like I gotta at least go another couple hours before I hit you with an old ruggy baby. You know what I'm saying?
You got so used to Discord that you forgot how to use Twitter.
No, bro. So I went to go get a post to pin to the top, and instead of searching, I clicked on the change profile link to go to. Yeah, bro. But actually, no, I'm gonna blame Elon Musk on this one. It's easier to place blame on somebody else than be accountable for yourself. No, I'm kidding. I'm accountable.
It's because of the monolith you rugged it, right?
Yeah, dude, like I'm still salty about that. And I'm never gonna like give that up. I'm just gonna live my life in saltiness and just see how it goes. You know what I mean? Like just see how my friends treat me, see if people like being around me, just living in saltiness. Thoughts, Trey, concerns?
Talking to my son. Um
I'm kidding, bro.
Can we get some retweets of the space since we got Mick rugged? My boy, he
Yo,
definitely came in
welcome.
here and said Pumpeisha out of nowhere.
Welcome to Bad Take. Bad Take number 2 of the night. We're gonna get this fired back up.
Can we just switch over to Google Meet? I miss those days.
I got about 1 hour credit on Google Meet. We can last for about 1 hour before they boot us. Legit, we rode Google Meet all the way until they booted us. Let me get Baron back up here. Don't be scared. Baron, I know you were talking, but I did not do that on purpose, and I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Okay? I did
He's
not
not
rub
sorry.
you on purpose. Baron, it was not on purpose, bro.
I
It
know that,
definitely
dude.
was.
I know you wouldn't, dude.
No, he DM'd me. He DM'd me, said, dumping all my clones. Use a bitch. I said, damn, Baron.
He left.
Use a bitch.
They're all gone. I dumped him last week when I was pissed.
I dumped him at 2 ETH, and now we're up to 2.7. I'm down 30%, baby.
Woo.
Yo, Baron, I like your $50 socks. You're straight bougie.
Wait, did you go Google the stance socks? You went and found a reverse Google image search or something on those socks?
No, I know those socks. I have them. That's
Dude, if you saw my drawer, you would be impressed. It's just sorted by color with all brand new of those
I
socks.
almost need to see it. Wait, you bought a drawer full of stance socks? $50 socks?
Dude,
Can we get a picture, bro?
I re-up like every quarter almost. I have to have fresh
like
socks, dude.
I have fresh socks and then Costco socks.
I feel like I know everybody, dude. Like, we're getting so close. Like, I know Baron's sock or orientation. I know his, like, when he stocks up on socks. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, we need a picture of that.
All right,
Shout out
I'll
Baron
work
and
on
his
it.
socks.
Here we go.
All right, so the rule of spaces is, and this, I know, I apologize, this is like my first time running a space, so I'm still getting used to it, but don't change your Twitter profiles. Like, I was trying to go to the Bad Take profile to get a post, and I clicked and changed profiles instead of just clicking right there.
Isn't it weird how they don't even give you like a warning? They should at least be like, you're gonna get rugged.
Yeah, you're gonna rug your entire space, bro. So, and I feel bad because Prez, dude, he streams it. So like I just completely messed up his stream, I bet. Shout out Prez.
Shout out Prez. I always thought he was he was a robot, like an actual robot, until I heard his voice today, and I'm like, okay, he's actually.
No, I forgot about his voice or his vocal abilities as well. I was highly appreciative to hear his voice today. Twice heard him on Discord, and he jumped in this nigga soapbox. So we was blessed.
Yeah, he did jump in there, didn't he? Yo, Drake carried that soapbox, bro. I was working today. I had some shit I needed to do, and he was just spitting bars. Like, easiest co-host I've ever had, dude. Just didn't have to do anything. Threw up a couple hearts, like 6 of them throughout the 2-hour space. Shot out like 6 hearts.
We appreciate those 6, man. Shout out to the 6 views from the 6. You did so much work and hard work today that we just want to let you know how much I appreciate you, man. You know, couldn't do it without you.
Yeah. So
You're
even like people were
into his Jordan.
though I was people were requesting and I kept missing the accept, so he was also accepting requests. So like, but I was there morally. I was there supporting, and that's what matters, man. That's what matters.
That's a fact, and that's all I need from you, baby. Show up. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some shots that I miss. You grab the rebound, put up the bunny. We in there. Championship game. Trophy.
Yeah, dude.
Was he grabbing the rebounds today though?
What?
Yeah, bro.
Always.
Man. I was in the Discord grabbing rebounds. Hey, we were in Discord chat, like talking about .swoosh, and everybody was getting them, and Dre was virtually pacing. You know, like someone you could hear in their voice. They're not pacing, or they maybe are, but they were virtually pacing through the mic. It's like, I got started space. Yeah, I got started space because there was 10 of us in there, 9 of us in there, but we all kind of knew all the information. We weren't actually helping anybody else. But Dre's like, I got started space. Yep. People are uneducated. We got to get them right. We got to get them right,
baby.
we're all talking out of nowhere. You just hear like Discord leave button. He just bounces, and we all get invites to join a space. But I mean, 50, 60 people came in, and he answered a bunch of questions. So
Gotta do it,
it did its
man. Do it
job.
for the people, man. Especially if it's other people. And you know what made me do it was Prez saying that people were going crazy in the Discord talking FUD and being upset that they didn't get it yet. And I don't know, that came from uneducated perspectives. And I know how fast this FUD virus will spread if you don't get in front of it. So, gotta do a space, jump up, let them come and air it out. If they got any questions or concerns, we can walk through it. Effective communication.
You know, are these like the people that are like kids and they go to a store with their parents and they ask them for a toy and they cry in public and be like, "No, I want it right now." You know what I mean? It's like these are grown adults complaining and crying every day. It's kind of wild
I
to
mean,
me.
it's the sentiment of the space, man. That's what we in. Like this Web3 shit is exactly that. That that unhingedness, that instant gratification. If I don't get that dopamine hit, then I'm upset. Like, and it's times 10 because people are in here with their financials back and everything else and used to cranking up that way. So yeah, man, it's just part of where we are. And I can see why Dot Swoosh doesn't want anything to do with that side of things because they know how much it can turn up in a millisecond. So they doing it the right way, man, for sure. For sure, for sure.
That's why I just tell them to shut up, man, because they all suck. Like none of them read, and then they're like, "Oh, da da da. How did you know that?" And then you post the link in the comments, and they're like, "Oh, do you expect? Can you just tell me what's going on? And do you expect me to read that? Of course, I expect you to read it. Like, how are you telling people you're making financial decisions, but you can't read? You can't be bothered to read. Like, I don't know.
Yo, can I FUD it a little bit? Like it's recorded. Can I FUD it?
What that shit?
Because so did anybody actually realize that it's really just an early access pass? You still got to pay for the shoes. They just you get 30 hours before the rest of the dot swoosh holders.
What that shit to the ground, bro.
But like I was waiting for somebody on the timeline.
Sell it to me. Sell it to me. I didn't get one. Sell it to me.
I was waiting on the timeline for go, like, why is everybody waiting on these posters? All it is early access. Yeah, the dot swoosh holders get the same access 30 hours later. But nobody did, bro. So I mean, that was cool. But I guess if you don't actually buy the shoes, you have this like dope first drop of the poster too. That's
I
cool.
think that's what the angle that they were playing it on is that you don't have to
How
use
much
the
are the
poster.
shoes? Like 109?
No,
Yeah, exactly.
no, it's Kiro coming here throwing me off. So no, they have the poster up for people who don't necessarily even want to burn it, right? Like you can just keep the poster and go and purchase shoes because, like you said, what's sensitive to make. But no, the shoes are 1982. All of the boxes are 1982.
Wait, what? Where's the decimal point here?
$19.82.
$19.82.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna
I
mint
thought you
it.
said $1,982. I was about to ask if they thought this was some sort of fucking circus or something.
We gotta touch the
And
mask.
then I was gonna ask if they're Dior, and if they're Dior, I can understand.
Yeah, nope. It's all
But
the above.
I think a lot of people didn't read though, and they actually think, "Oh, I got the poster. I'm getting the free box as well." But no, that's not the case. You either get to keep the poster, or you get 1982, pay that, and you get the box, right? Which I think I'm gonna use my poster to mint. It's fucking $20. I've done worse.
I think I'm gonna hold mine. It depends. I don't know. Depending on how much more information we get down the line, that's what's going to determine my movement. We will see.
I don't know. A 30-hour head start is a pretty good deal on something where you're competing with people that are savages when it comes to buying shoes.
Yeah. Did they ever mention if it was gonna be, or there ever were gonna be physicals, but they're strictly digital collectibles?
They haven't led to that yet. I'm assuming at this point it's strictly digital. But I was thinking about this today too, right? Like, and I was thinking about if I was sitting down speaking to them, how I would view it as someone part of the sneaker community. Like, I would be looking forward to having some type of physical for Nike's first drop. But how they've done it so far, or how for NBS's first drop, but how they've done it so far has alluded to that they only want this to be um, like a stepping grounds into this realm. So them keeping it all digital makes sense to me for this drop. But I think some people could possibly be lost with that type of execution, knowing that they're expecting someone else, right? Or expecting something else, like we just spoke about the people of this sector. So who knows? They haven't told us quite yet, but I assume it's only digital at this point. And maybe, they'll convert it to something down the line. Who knows? But no information on it as of yet.
No, bro, that's dope. I'm excited anyways. Anybody airdrops me anything in the bear market, dude, yeah, you're gonna make me happy, bro, because everybody down bad. You just give me some airdrops, whether it's worth $19 or not, I don't care. Send it to my wallet. Ilan, what's up, bro?
Not much, man. Stoked to have gotten a poster. Have you guys like gone through all of the colorways and stuff and like picked out which ones you like, or talked about what the the different colorways on each poster means or anything like that?
None of the above as of yet. I don't
None
think
of the above.
a lot of people even necessarily know what shoes they are. I know they list them on each poster. Like, you can go to the details and figure out which is which, but I don't think a lot of people have paid attention on that side of things to know what shoes are, what models they are, what colorway, and all of the above.
All right. I was drilling down on it because I was kind of like looking at what everybody got and see who got the same, poster that I got or whatnot. And I don't know, somebody got it was Anya. Anya got the Join Forces one, and I think the one on top of hers of the Join Forces is probably my favorite colorway. It looks pretty dope.
Which one is that? I don't even know which one that is.
Man, I'm not. So it's the one that looks like the orange juice
Oh,
she
yeah.
was
The
on.
melon Air Force One. Yeah, those are some of those are fire.
But the one on top, I mean, there's 4 different colorways on the Join Forces poster. There's also like the one with the profile skeletal, foot profile, which I think is pretty dope. But then the one on very top of that, I don't know what it's called, but it looks dope. It has like the swoosh that kind of goes off the back of the Air Force One, which I always think is a dope look because I like the ambushes.
Oh, yeah. I gotta look. I don't know which ones that is.
Yeah, I got People's Champ. Who I know Compound got People's Champ too.
I got the
Wait,
Epic
what did I get?
People's Champ.
Oh yeah, yours Innovators or Epic
Yo,
Souls. Epic Souls. Yeah, there's some dope ones on
they
there
got some
too.
dope ones on.
Ilan, you been pocket watching me, bro? You been watching my back, bro?
No, you posted, dude. I posted beneath you and was like, "Yo, we got the same one."
Watching my pocket, huh, Ilan? Don't copy trade me. You're gonna get wrecked,
Nah,
man.
dude. Yeah, yeah. I bought the Pepe pump.
I just
I got a bunch of motherfuckers crying about catching that fallen knife right now. It's kind of funny.
Yo, Ilan would buy the Pepe pump, dude. That's why Ilan has Suzuki, dude. It's because he just does the right moves at the right time.
cooking.
Or Ilan, Cram gonna be your exit liquidity. He's talking about it earlier.
Cooking.
Oh yeah, all right. No, man, I am not a shitcoin person. So yeah, I did not, but I did hear in a couple of some rumblings of that like a couple of days ago. So I would have been smart to try to copy trade some of those insane motherfuckers, but it's just it's too much risk for me, man, for sure.
Yo,
Cooking.
Ilan, be our mole real quick into the Spirit DAO. Like, I know you have access to the Spirit DAO. does that type of alpha get in there, like early access alpha on some degen plays, or are they more serious, like they drop like more serious alpha?
I am not in Spirit DAO, but I am in Zuki Spirit Club, which is Discord, and there are a bunch of Spirit DAO dudes in there. And so I'm looking to join Spirit DAO probably before Vegas, because they're going to be doing some absolutely insane shit at Vegas that are going to be Spirit DAO token holders only sort of shit. So definitely trying to get in there before that. But as far as I know, yes, there is a lot of alpha that gets shared in Spirit DAO, because there are obviously some massive whales in there with Grail and Ding and some of those guys that they buy and hold. They don't sell. So those are the kind of holders that people want. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of people who liaise with some of the big brains in there, and get in there and try to shill. But it's it is very, very exclusive. I think the most recent, of course, was Pixelmon. Those guys were in on the resurgence of Pixelmon very, very, very early. So that's been a crazy one for them for sure.
Are you gonna shill clones once you're in Spirit DAO? That's the real question.
Or just like plant the seed and just slowly randomly
Yeah, I
talk
think,
about
man, I
it.
think a lot of those
Or
dudes
inception.
were in and out for sure of clones. Obviously, Grail feels some kind of way about clones at the moment. So, yeah, there's not much. I mean, look, they know a lot about a lot, but they're not the kind of people that really fully sort of envelop themselves in communities. Like, they sort of hover above. So you don't really expect them to to feel those vibes, to feel those sort of green shoots and grassroots vibes that are being created in spaces like this. And that's what that's what I look for, right? Like, that's what I enjoy, and that's what I'm all about. So different strokes, different folks.
No, that's right. This kind of feels like when you build it up from the grassroots, it feels like that lore that we enjoy from Artifact. It's like building an actual environment, a character, a brand from the ground up, and building the strength up, and building the identity up, and building, you know what I mean? Like, it's real life experiences for real. Like, that's how I translate this. I used to always tell people all the time when I was doing like party promotions and event ideas, like, it feels like planting a seed in the ground and watering the seed and watching it grow into whatever it is that you wanted to grow into. And that's why I enjoy doing this. So I feel you.
Yeah, that's the fun bit, right? Like, that's the experiential bit. That's the connection. That's that's the good shit.
Yeah.
I mean, for me anyway. And I mean, you obviously do have a lot of people that are here for a lot of different reasons. And there are people who in my opinion, sort of extract value that's being created by the core community. And that's just part of it. Like, sometimes they do provide a certain amount of cachet for a project if they're mega whales and hold a lot, but they're not really actually active participants in the community, which is something, a role that somebody else plays. And that just goes to the sort of the need for diversity in a project. You need a diverse group of individuals all bringing something different, unique to the project. And it just so happens that I vibe with the culture creators, and yeah, like you said, like those grassroots kind of experiential connections and community connections and whatnot. So I'll just find my place and slot myself in and have fun with it.
I feel you. This is crazy. And Ben put the Bored Ape NMDs in the group chat.
Bro. Yeah.
That's the real thing.
Yeah. What's up, secretly?
Yo,
For real?
what do you think about the inventory app coming real soon?
Whoa, who says real
Amped.
soon? Is it real soon?
I feel like the inventory app, since we're talking about everything's coming out, Dot Swoosh, is it gonna use inventory? Is it gonna be on that? Like, what's up with that?
I don't know. I don't think so, man. I don't think Dot Swoosh is going to integrate into Artifact's inventory system for their website. I think that they're going to keep their separate platforms, and like they say that they'll do partnerships or work together if it's right for them. But I think it's important that they kind of go down their own lines and not start blending together to make it seem like it's all one big project. Because as you know, like these digital collectibles are selling $19.82 with debit and credit card, right? And that allows people to kind of move into this ecosystem without knowing that they now own a Polygon NFT. They don't even realize they have a wallet, right? But then they start to kind of maybe do a little research on it. What's Polygon? Oh, what's an NFT? Oh, what's the blockchain? Oh, what's Artifact? It's like a slow kind of move that could lead them this way. But they specifically said we're not shoving Web3 down their throats, because as soon as you say crypto or NFTs to most of most normies, they go, "Oh, nope, stop talking right there." Like, dude, half of our wives and girlfriends or significant others don't even like to hear you fucking talking about NFTs and crypto. What makes you
Yeah,
think any?
nobody's talking about it. You know,
Yeah,
like,
if our significant others can't stand us talking about it, imagine like these normies that are just trying to get some digital collectibles off of
so
Nike's first drop. Like, they don't want
what
to
does it look
shit.
like? Us throwing Dot Swoosh to our boys now. Like my cousin, like all I knew about him was he's much older than me. He collects shoes. You know, so I told him about NFTs. He's like, nah, I'll never touch them. Maybe if they make a cool shoe. And he knows Artifact, obviously. Like I told him about this a long time ago. And Dot Swoosh, I got this poster. I'm gonna throw this in his face. Yo, I just got this poster. I think I'm getting shoes. I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know, like
It's a great tool, bro, and I think you're on point. It's awesome because they'll understand, oh, swoosh, dot swoosh, Nike, a digital collectible. It makes sense, right? Because you've got skins in all these games. A lot of people understand that, right? The buzzwords that kill people and make them turn them off is NFT, crypto, blockchain. As soon as you say any of that shit, they just go, I don't know about that. But I think it is a good tool kind of to onboard people to dot swoosh. Like, check out what they're doing here. Look at
yeah, it
this.
sounds so much cooler. I'm a Dot Swoosh holder, bro. I'm gonna get their kicks, bro. You're not on their freaking platform yet, dude. What are you doing, bro? It's not NFTs, bro. It's Dot Swoosh.
Yep. And then once he starts trying to collect the different like colorways and shit, then he might ask you some more questions. And then he might go like, yo, this shit's kind of cool. I've collected like 4 of these things. And then the conversation might arise like, yo, check out these Air Force Ones by Nike and Artifact. It's on Ethereum. You don't even need to mention that far. It's just like a slower thing. I think they're being really strategic with how they do it because
Yeah,
it's
100%.
important.
I
It's
feel it.
important not to shove it down their people's throats.
I
It's
actually
so
come down on the other side of that secretly. I hope that there is some integration with inventory. Obviously, like inventory is going to be an Artifact thing. It's going to live in the Artifact ecosystem. But I, personally would feel like it would incentivize the clone holders and people in the Artifact ecosystem to get more involved in dot swoosh and collecting those collectibles if their potential ability to have them in the inventory app and potentially even equip them on clones. I think it's a nice little segue for the dot swoosh folks as well, once they start sort of collecting their collectibles or whatever. And it's not to say that like the inventory app will be the only place that a potential dot swoosh Air Force One digital collectible can live. Like obviously it could potentially live in or will live in the Bybit wallets, the dot swoosh wallets. But as for us and the people that are sort of already have the clones or in the CloneX ecosystem, it'd be nice to have those shoes equipable for, what's to come in the CloneX ecosystem. And of course, like I was saying a second ago, like if the Dot Swoosh folks have a lineup of a handful of dope digital collectible sneakers that they're kind of vibing and they're like, all right, my collection's getting pretty good. Like, what next? Like, what can I do with these now? It's an easy, nice little segue to say, like, here's what you can do with them. Like, this is there's actually a fucking lot that you can do with them, and check out this whole entire ecosystem that exists that you can sort of peruse at your leisure. And hopefully by then, Bad Takes Discord will have a full-fledged, onboarding informational hub for people that do kind of get
That's how I got
segued.
in a way.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, it would be so much easier for Artifact to make us look like the god tier, and I could flex the same shoe that I have in Dot Swoosh, be a collector, and be like, yo, I got Artifact sneakers also. And people are going to be like, yo, what are those? I'm like, dude, you don't know what an Artifact is? And because it's an NFT, they're like, oh, don't tell me about it. And then you shove it in their face and say, listen, it's just an Artifact thing. Like, it's new, it's been here, it's an NFT, whatever you want to call it, bro. And then that's it. It has to happen, like this connection. I don't want to think of like Marvel and DC. Are they going to collab or not? Like, this is Nike. They own the companies. That's how I see it.
But it's immediately demystified, right? Because they go, ooh, what is that? It's like, you just go, yo, this is Murakami Drip, Artifact, Air Force One. The exact same thing that you already have 4 of. So it's completely demystifies the whole thing, whereby you're like, dude, you already have them. You legit already have them. So is that scary? Are you like, is this unapproachable or unknowable? Like you're already in. You don't
I
even
guess
know
you
it.
could download. I think Artifact's gonna let you like put in 3D files, maybe in your inventory app. Like, it's not verified, but you could create or something like that. I don't know how far it's gonna work, but like that's like the vision I'd see it going. I wouldn't know though how it's gonna look, but these ideas are so cool. Hope something is spicy and gonna show up soon, bro. I love like these teasers, bro. Like, they haven't shown anything on this inventory thing. It's like everything is like splashing in our face. You got the freaking sneakers coming out, bro. Where's that CIRL kicks, bro?
So I guess essentially Dot Swoosh would only need to provide the 3D files for whatever kicks you end up getting, and then from there it can be equipped onto your clone. Maybe Aunt Ben can answer what type of file format would they need to give us with Dot Swoosh kicks to be able to equip on the clone. Just simple Blender files.
It's interesting because I heard through the grapevine, like talking to some of the insiders, right? That we weren't. It's kind of in the air whether we'd even get those shoe files, like that you could actually pull them into some kind of animation software or something. Like, from what I understood when I was at the Dot Swoosh event here, is that that's going to live on in their marketplace. Um, I don't even. I'm not sure if 3D files has really been talked about. With regards to like the R Force One stuff, the Artifact AF ones, I know that the files already exist. Obviously, people are using them. Not supposed to be, from what I understand, but they're out there already. So those are just like simple GLB files, GLBs or FBXs or any of that stuff works. But the Nike Virtual Studio, I had asked those guys about that, and there was like no information about that, like for the foreseeable future, because just Nike is so crazy about their IP. Um, they dish out lawsuits like, I mean, you brush as often as you brush your teeth in the morning. So I'm not sure that, I don't know. Like they said that they're really looking to Artifact to try to figure that out because they realize like the value that it provides, for the people buying, for the community. But like, there's a lot of legal behind. dishing out or giving out all that IP. So I think it's really like Nike getting used to the fact that like this is what this space is, and if you're gonna get into the game, like you kind of gotta give people what they want. Like the value is in getting access to files so that you can rock it in Unreal or wherever it is that you're importing these files to. So I think it's going to be like a long, slow process for Nike to really like give that IP up through virtual studios. I know that even through Artifact, it's you're really not supposed to have the files. So, but people got them because we got a lot of smart
Yeah, I
people in
think
this community.
for
Yeah, we
sure,
snagged,
for
we
sure, for
snagged
sure.
them.
There's a like Food Chain and some of those guys were definitely pirating a lot of those GLBs from the pods and shit. But I think that is, and I would imagine that is, where the inventory app comes in, because you have to have some kind of verifiability or official file. So I would imagine, and I think that might be why we're a little long in the tooth on having that rollout. That the inventory app would be some sort of way to provide those files and have them, be the official files and only sort of accessible, officially if you have the actual NFT, some sort of link to that authentication. I have no idea, but that would, I mean, that's obviously a problem that exists and needs to be solved in this ecosystem, because yeah, I mean, as it stands right now, the most of all those files that exist out there in the wild, are essentially pirated or whatever. So
It's kind of a wild concept for us to fathom, receiving like digital collectibles from Dot Swoosh, but not potentially being able to equip your clones with them or have the 3D files. So I think it is that kind of barrier, Ant Man, where they are really protective of their IP, and the last thing they want is a bunch of these 3D kicks running around in a only clones video or some shit that they can't like stop the video, right? Because that's exactly what they don't want, is the brand to be put on in a certain light in a bad way, right? Because that's when they start sending out those
Yeah,
lawsuits
it's
you're
like it's
talking about.
Pandora's box, right? Like you're not shutting that down. Like once it's out, like it's a wrap. And they're just they don't mess around with their IP, man. Like, um, and frankly, dude, they don't give a shit really. Not in a bad way, but like they just don't care if clones can use their Nike Virtual Studio files at all. Like they're like, yo, we're trying to onboard the masses. Y'all are good. You guys are on a different level. Half these people don't even know what you're talking about. Just we were talking about earlier. In the spaces earlier. Uh, there it's a long, slow, methodical process that they're employing really to onboard people through Nike Virtual Studios, and then obviously people are going to lose their minds, right? Like today alone, you see all the people like showing off their posters that aren't clone holders, and like it feels like, at least from what I saw, it looked like people were buying clones and like the floors going up. So like there's excitement happening. People are excited, to get these files, and but I think to the point I made earlier is like the Nike Virtual Studios people, they're really sitting back and watching and learning and not rushing anything, because the people that love you the most can turn into the mob real quick, and we've seen that happen. So they're being very
Yo,
careful.
that that's what I said that before, and I was just joking a few months ago. But when Dot Swoosh was dropping, they didn't even have a Twitter. It wasn't active at the time. They didn't have a Discord. They had like a support email or some shit. You can Instagram and like a support email. And I'm like, wait, you're gonna you're gonna sell a bunch of people NFTs and not have a channel they can go bitch and whine in. Like, good luck, bro. You're gonna get so many support emails from some degens that have issues. Like, it's kind of smart actually. Now you don't, if you don't have a Discord where they can just like directly bitch at you about every little thing you do, you have that layer of separation. But I shout out to like the Dot Swoosh team. I have seen their team really active today on Twitter, like answering questions. I follow all of them, so I saw them active answering questions and shit. But you're right. As soon as you start playing with people's money and giving them access via social media this close to you, if something goes wrong, like you about to find out how like irrational some of these fucking degens can be. Like today, like we're 10%. They were 10% into the airdrop, and there were multiple posts going, "Where the fuck's? Can't believe I didn't get a poster. This is bullshit." Blah blah blah. And I had to comment and go, guys, there's only been 10% of these things drop. Like, just chill.
I
And
wish
Dre
you guys
told
had retweeted those so I could have copy pasted that and joined in on the engagement farming, man. Holy crap, that would have been perfect. People have been like, they didn't let you into that again?
there's no there's no quicker way to there's no quicker way to learn about like this like Web3 kind of toxic culture than fuck up on something and wait for everybody to get pissed off on the timeline. Like it's
That's a steep ass learning curve right there.
it's so true, dude. Yo, Arch, you had your hand up, man, and then you put it down. I don't want you to think I skipped over you.
Oh no, man, you're good. What's up? How's everybody? Hope everybody's good. I'm fucking awesome. Just sitting here staring at a computer.
What up, bro?
Yeah. The fucking files are already online for like 3D printing and shit. People are already selling them for, let's see, $10, $6, $33 to print out the crypto kicks. Yeah, you can buy all this shit online already, so they've already been leaked. It's not me, definitely not me.
It's Arch. It's definitely Arch.
It ain't me, bro.
Yeah. No,
Let
I mean,
that
I'm just
public.
always online looking at
Wait,
this
you
shit.
said two different prices, so what's your actual price?
What are you
I'm
really
not
selling
selling them, so I was reading off the prices that are listed
Yeah, you're not selling
online.
them, but how much?
How much do you look? No, you know what? I don't even know anything about that though, for real. Like, that's wild. So they just 3D print up a replica pair, or what is it that they 3D print?
No, these are literally like if you got the GLF file or whatever that's called, and you just flipped it into an STL and then loaded those up, and you're selling those bootlegged. So yeah.
Wait, I didn't even. Honestly, you just said a whole lot of.
Is that
You're talking about
Chinese?
a 3D printing file, like so you can 3D print these things.
So actually, print a 3D print of the actual shoe.
It's probably plastic
Yeah, it's a
though.
Yeah,
plastic
just like a
version.
Right,
sculpture of it or something.
right. So no, don't do that, bro. No, that's not a go-to move. Don't do that. No, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. But no, this is what I'm saying. Like it's a So what would be the point of even utilizing that? Just like to make like a flower pot that look cool or whatever?
Just for show, I guess, right? Just a collectible for show. I think it's pretty sick. I would print out a crypto kick. So, yeah, Arch, how much?
No, man, I got a 3D printer. I print shit for myself. I'm not currently commercial and selling things. All I'm stating is that the 3D files that I got as a CloneX or for buying Murakami drip shoes are online for free now. That's what I'm stating.
Look, I got a 3D printer and I have DMs. Put the two together and hit me.
Because the
Yeah,
space is recorded. That's why. We get it.
Yep. Y'all
So
pissing my man off, bro. Y'all need to quit. He's not selling any. That's what he's saying. Okay. He
Yeah,
doesn't
like,
have any for sale. Okay.
I don't
So
care that the space is recorded.
right, it has nothing to do with him. Don't
Don't
jump in his
even.
DMs.
No,
Oh,
That's what
I
me
he
too,
do.
said.
Arch, dude.
I already DM'd him.
Don't interrupt Arch like Baron's doing. Don't. I mean, the guy faces left deep. Leave him alone. All right.
You're
Shit.
You're pissing my man off, bro. Cut it out.
He
I'm
left.
sorry.
Did he leave? I'm pissing him
Um,
off.
I'm
actually, are you
upset.
actually mad? I was just joking.
Yo,
Sorry.
Nomix, what is good, man? We had your thread up here on the big screen last night, kind of walked through the whole thing. And we had a lot of people mention that they're gonna get some dry powder ready for like the next time that you and the community are gonna attack this Wells cell wall. So I know you missed last night's space, but I want to stay with that, bro.
What's up, Playboy? Sorry, I was passed out. I just woke back up. This last one I said I was just fried from the weekend. I'm too old for that shit. But not bad, huh? Got a 40% push on that motherfucker out of the grave. So it worked. It looked like, what it looked like. Somebody was squashing CloneX through the fucking ground, and the local CloneX did not know it. And, a lot of grails came down and got sold into the base, not knowing what the fuck was happening. You see that now. We hit him pretty hard, too. He's lost a lot of the high quality clones out on the floor. This garbage listed. You notice that, right?
Yeah, shitty clones, bro. He built a
Really
wall with
shitty.
like the ugliest clones.
Well, the thing was, like, the bulk of people who didn't get it because no one's seen a suppression wall in NFT land before. When it was really arcing down, I was like, you look at the listings and you saw stuff that hadn't been on the market in like 11 months, like showing up and then moving like by the day, then by the hour. And I was like, wow, there's no premium to any of the, there's no premium spread from floor to grails. It's compressing from like the fear. And it was just feeding on itself really good. You see what a nonsense, tactic the motherfucker's doing too. Once we hit him, he like went ahead and said, okay, this isn't working. Let's go ahead and fuck up beans. It's like, what the fuck is this? He even did it with the same wallet. And like, what a slop artist too. He like showed his hand really hard. I think whoever that is did not dream that they were as visible as they were, because it was like it was so sloppy. It's just like, obviously a giant suppression wall on CloneX and just fucking keep it like compressed. And once you hit him once, he lost enough clones to back up. And I was like, okay, now everybody can see it. So that's what we really wanted, was for everyone to see what this motherfucker was doing. Because like, wow, this tactic's like known in shitcoin land, but it's definitely not known in the NFT space, So now it's kind of understood. I think everyone woke up to the fact that it wasn't like CloneX, was, heading for the grave, and there's something terminally wrong with CloneX. Everyone that was believing in that, it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy, So we just had to derail that real quick, and I think we got his ass. I think he's established the floor down there. He's gonna probably want to visit back to the 2.2s, 2.4s, because he brought his walls up, started absorbing the 2.6s. He started buying garbage, actually, dog shit. If he comes back down to where he was, so I think we might have gotten the message so he'll back off and leave it alone. So I don't know.
All right, wait. I got a question, and I got to ask a real question. So first and foremost, I got to say this. I appreciate you coming with the information, because this was very much needed. I think it gives a lot of people a point of clarity for understanding, right?
It's just something nobody's seen, It's just that I need to recognize, like, there's no way to get this point across fast enough. It's like, I'll just go ahead and fucking smash it myself, It's like
No. I understand that. I'm saying though, but nobody knew that.
Yeah.
We weren't talking about this as open and widely as we are now.
Yeah.
But
This
my direct question to you,
Uh-huh.
I know that I've seen you write many things about Artifact and CloneX and how the floor was going down due to the sentiment of the community or the founders.
Right.
Now, has your sentiment changed now that you found this information as well? Has your perspective changed? Has your point of view changed?
My perspective is just on valuing everything that's going on. So, like, when you look at the toxicity that was going on last year, right, and the founders coming from a place that they were like on a high from what Artifact is to, Nike and their position in the NFT world, no one has any of the products they have. It's like the lone, wolf out there with like amazing products. Clearly, I have a clone as my fucking face. Like, I obviously like the product, but I also can value the culture. And I've been in crypto from 2013, so I know what it does. When a body of people market toxicity. So it was just timely with what I said in the summer, in August and in June. At the bottom here, yeah, obviously you could tell the founders are really active. That's a massive fundamental shift. People that are, Artifact loyalists love the idea of being able to see and speak to them, see them come to Bad Take. The fact that they've mentioned Bad Take's like fucking awesome, right? That they would speak as like, this is the place for them to make a voice to the people. And so that's a massive fundamental shift. It's totally unlike last year. It seemed really hard to have a convo with them. So you can see that shift. And even while they're making those positive inroads, the sentiment is so bad, and the FUD was so bad that you had like no upside at all. It was like no reactions to the fact that like, hey, the guys from Artifact are like very front and center. So I could see that as a perception arbitrage. But the bulk of the market wasn't understanding why the floor is seeing such good clones go out. It just looked like people are running the fuck out of the project. So the hangover of like what was going on since Monolith and all that was being weaponized against, the prevailing markets. sentiment to corner out like a really amazing amount of good, high quality, trade clones. So we just basically disrupted it. There was no way to shut it down because wow, I was like, this is a very known tactic in shitcoin land. I've seen people see suppression walls all day on shitcoins. I was like, I don't think anybody ever fucking dreamed there's somebody doing this to fucking a bunch of art. And so we just decided to highlight it. But yeah, my sentiment is definitely different. I already understood they have a huge news flow coming, from what they're working on. And this person obviously knows that too. So while in the near term, people are mind fucked about what happened in the past with Artifact, this little moment was going to give this person with Blur and Sentence the ability to corner a stupid amount of clones at a crazy price near where Mint was. So, but I think this person's buying so many here. You would never do this unless you knew you had an exit strategy, possible. So they know there's going to be a chance to use the news flow of Artifacts to basically unload this with a different sentiment later. They would never do this unless they knew they could get out,
Is anyone noticing on Beans at all, or he just moved his whole strategy there?
Dude took the same wallet with the same fucking clones in it. He has it in the same wallet. He had like 70 clones and the 220 beans, and he literally took the exact same ones. And I don't know what's going on in fucking Artifact, but all right, let's go ahead and smash the beans.
He's got 400 beans total, bro, between the two wallets. And
he's got multiple wallets he's trading between. That's how he breaks the floor. As long as he leaves a big old fat weight on top of the offer, and the average person doesn't know why the pitchers won't move through 240. Eventually, he can keep selling his own base out. As he churns his own base out and leaves the offers stacked, people who don't get it just see good clones getting sold out to the base. Like, Jesus Christ, guy's going to bring even Murakami's down and sell it to the base. Like, a guy who doesn't understand what's happening will sell his Murakami to the base too and be like, what the fuck? So he just basically farms the bid by making it impossible for the fucking offer to be moved. Eventually, people just believe there's just a ton of people selling their clones out. I better get out while I can. And he's got a pretty close bid because he's got the spread nice and narrow, so it looks inviting. He's like, well, I don't have to fall that far to get out of the bid. I'll just fucking take it. And it was, it was working. So I think we fucked him up, though. Compound and I had a call in the morning before that call. It was crazy. I came into, and basically I told him, he's like, we're gonna wreck shop. We're gonna wreck that whole fucking strategy that was going on in Blur. And then once we had to argue it, I came in the room. I wasn't able to get that point across. So I put that Thanos thing. I was like, we'll just do it ourselves. And once we got it started, Compound helps, re-amplify that. So we could basically change the prevailing CloneX sentiment overnight. That's the thing. Like, price is people, and people's beliefs are what we had to alter, or they were gonna feed into this flood machine out there and allow this guy to corner every fucking good clone well underneath where everybody else had one.
No, that makes sense.
So you yeah, I tried to hit him up last night to come in and kind of explain this, and I did my best to go over.
I was sleeping.
No, so I'll explain. Thursday night, I was in Discord chat late with you Thursday night and sent you over that bot, and then you must have deep dove that night and the next night into the bots and everything, and must not have slept at all this weekend because you put together multiple threads. You went deep into it, and we've been meeting every night in Discord really late to kind of, and he's been giving us updates on it. And
it was a mission to mind fuck a market maker. It worked.
Yeah, cool, right? I don't blame you sleeping my whole day, bro. You went all weekend trying to track this guy down. I went deep into Etherscan and tried to track down maybe who they were, where they were from at least. And he went deep into the actual data points behind it and what they're doing so that he could figure out how to counter trade it. So
I just know where you do this, where this will work, and it's when the market sentiment is really fucking apocalyptic. This will work really well, and it works even better. The fact that no one kind of thinks of psychologically my individual token, my individual piece of art being churned at the speed of a book of ETH and being suppressed. People in shitcoin land have seen this, and it's not an unknown thing. But Blur gave you the ability to see him stack a wall, and he obviously didn't realize he should split them up between enough wallets to not make it so fucking obvious, because no one's ever done this before over here. So it almost seems like a little lack of experience on the market maker side, not realizing bro, you definitely use a lot more than 2 fucking wallets to do this. That's OG 2014 stupid shit. In this era you should have 8 to 10 wallets. No one would have caught on to that had he done that. But he's literally so lazy. He's using the same wallet to do it to fucking beans and clones at the same fucking time. It's this guy's, understands the sophisticated strategy, but is applying it like a fucking rookie over here. And he made it in a place that was really visible. So now the cat's out of the bag. Like, he won't be able to pull this trick off twice in CloneX.
So I got a question for you. Can you explain, like, if I was maybe 10, just so everybody can kind of know what's going on? Hold on. Like, imagine there were no pictures attached to this and these were just tokens. Can you explain how you did it? Like, how it would happen in shitcoins? Just kind of like the base level. What is
So, I mean,
happening in
you know, when
shitcoin?
you see like you call it test pump, something's going down, 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 down. You see this huge sweep, the price scoops, you know, it's a giant arc, and then it comes back down again. It's like, it's a bullshit move, the test pump. Test pumps where you sweep enough fucking like coins to have enough supply in a local area to drop a big heavy weight on top of it in an area. As long as you can do that and stop upward movement, you have a disproportionate amount of supply than the average trader. You can wall something off, and the sentiment's going to be bad in a bear cycle. The prevailing sentiment, the average person's lack of information to even understand that strategy, you know, they'll just be victim to the market cycle. Test pump happens, see something skyrocket 60%, like, oh my gosh, it's a time to get my money back. And I watch it bleed away again. And those guys will be like, Grail, you know, guys are like, this is just dead. It's never coming back. And by capping out the offer and capping out upside movement, you know, the individual also can sell to the bid through accounts you don't realize are him and stack all the bids that are those immediate bids down. They're all him. And as he sells through and basically recycles his walls, the average person just sees sales and fucking inability to break through a certain price level. As they like everyone their mother is selling, it will be the psychology that it basically communicates to the buyer. So the buyer will eventually, if you know, participate in selling to the bid he's selling to, and he'll churn that wall. You see really high volume, but the price isn't falling so much. You see like 1,300 clone sales. You're like, wow, if 1,300 clones got sold, the thing would be like fucking 0.01. But he's absorbing them himself, and you know, every 10 clones are him, and then the 11th is a regular organic person who's falling for it. And so he's churning the floor, farming the bid, and basically has enough supply on average of what's trading to make sure the average individual buyer doesn't have to be able to break through the wall. And so that psychology will continue to work as he generates sales to the bid. Does that make sense?
Yeah, man. And I think
Wait,
that.
wait, no. Break it down as if you're speaking to a second grader, not a
God
fourth.
damn
So
it!
no, I'm just
No,
playing.
wait. So
That was good. That
I
was
I just
good.
woke
That
up.
understand.
I
was
I
woke
good.
up. I'm
understood
like
it.
halfway stoned. That was like as good as simple as
No,
I
that
could
was
do it.
good. You got that was
Explain it
fucking
like I'm
good.
a 2-year-old baby. Go.
Well, but you get it, right? So in
Yeah.
the clone world, like no one in picture world has ever even thought you could do that. These are such individual tokens, right? Imagine somebody hanging onto one single Ethereum and be like, my Ethereum, right? And here we have this picture, and it's like, okay, I get that in shitcoins, but are you doing this like all over a unique individual fucking pieces of art? Yes, somebody's actually doing that to our unique pieces of art. The
It's
psychology
turn-
for us to think of that, like from our portfolio of pictures to like, you know, my book of like, you know, 100 shares of Apple or 300 shares of this coin, this the psychology is not here. No one is prepared for somebody to use an attack like this in picture land, you know?
it turns non-fungibles into fungible, right? That's basically what's happening.
No, it's not fungible. I mean, he's just accelerated the transaction speed of something that people think of. I bought my you know, my Grail, my forever clone, and this guy's basically churning your forever picture like it's fucking a shitcoin. He's just operating at an order of magnitude that the individual fucking NFT holder did not dream you could operate at. I've done that because I was a market maker for distressed assets and foreclosures. And you meet people, it's like they're on their fourth house flip in like 2.5 years. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. This is like my 13th house this month. Can you please get out of my driveway? I have to go sell another. Like, how can you turn property this fast? I'm like, there's an engine that you can do where basically it's the exact same thing happens in real estate. A lot of people by foreclosures don't realize there are people who are churning a couple hundred houses doing this exact same process. And then you have guys above that who buy whole tapes from banks, you know, buy 100,000 fucking properties all at once. And people who buy one house are like, I can't fathom treating houses like a bucket of, you know, shit coins. But there are institutions who do the same thing with real estate. So it's just he's operating an order of magnitude above the average individual NFT owner. You know, the guys who own a single fucking CloneX are not prepared for the scale of something like that at all.
So so I mean, obviously Blur has empowered them to kind of build the strategy over the last 3 months because
Yep.
it's given a liquidity pool that they can put bids on and earn rewards. Now it's empowered them to create this strategy that previously wasn't available on OpenSea because there was no liquidity pool is what it was. So no, dude, I appreciate. Did he rug?
Sound
Nami,
like
do that?
sound like a Superman rug.
Yeah.
He might have rugged.
What's good, guys? That was basically a lesson. How it went was, I can't explain it as good as him, so I'm not gonna pass that. We were talking before about 3D stuff. Somebody was like a professional. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, hit up Arch if you're looking for 3D files. He go.
No, we got some great guys in CloneX, dude. We really empower the whole place. I think we should tickle these sneakers a bit and play with it on Twitter and see who we can engage with. I feel like that's like the meta right now. Like
You
throw
said
it in the
tickle?
face.
We should tickle the sneakers?
I
What you
mean,
say?
where do you think like you tickle toes? You know, like that's the word that comes up to me whenever I see sneakers. You got like I don't know, it's a little. You want to come out of my mouth, bro? You're crazy, man.
Whoa, pause. Did you say
But I'm
come
the demon. I'm a
on my...
demon.
Well, dude, I think that we need to figure out a strategy to you. Somebody said earlier that there's a bunch of people who are posting these dot swoosh things and excited about this. We need to figure out a strategy to introduce them to the artifact ecosystem when we're seeing them post that, right? Like in not a very like aggressive way. Like what? So I mean, that's something we can all brainstorm, right? You see these posts on the timeline, someone's stoked they got their dot swoosh box, and you figure out a way to kind of show them, oh, check this ecosystem out, right? Without saying, yeah, that's cool, fucking come check this out. So that's another strategy. That's
100
something I
p.
want to think about.
Should
Dot swoosh is going to 0. I don't care about dot swoosh, to be honest. Because I can't get one, so yeah.
Yeah, no. Did you rug, bro?
Yeah, so I can turn my phone crashed. So I was gonna say that dot swoosh thing too. There's a lot of FUD internally from CloneX against CloneX versus for dot swoosh. Like people are like, oh wow, they're just leaving artifacts in the dust, and nobody really talks about Jordans and Nike not appearing together all the time. And there's a unreal expectation, and inside the place that like Nike must now only speak to CloneX and speak to Artifact, and that's just not how it works. Artifact's a division under them, and they're very much going to work side by side, but also appear like different things. Just like no one thinks of Jordans as Nike so much, they think Jordans are Jordans. Artifact's Artifact, and I think everyone's kind of expecting, kind of ridiculous things. Founders, if you think about shareholders don't talk to the shareholders. CEOs don't talk to the shareholders every single fucking day, and the accessibility of Web3 is giving people the idea that these guys should be out here every single day talking about every single movement. And Nike needs to make sure they mention Artifact every single time they do anything. When they say they're doing their first digital collection under Nike, yeah, it's not Artifact. That's Nike's. Artifact's Artifact. I think, a little patience, a little less FUD from inside CloneX would be helpful too, without them thinking that every single time Nike breathes, they have to stress Artifact. They would never merge with those guys to just sack them and sack this entire Web3 initiative. They're just dot swoosh and Nike's just different than Artifact.
We've been on an all day on the timeline. Even Dre kicked up a space today, educating and counter educating people all day. But you're right. Like I think that clones have this. There are a lot of clones I see that have this sense of entitlement. Like we're clones. Nike should be shilling the fuck out of us. Like
Or
I
Benito
think you're
needs
right.
about to answer my questions now. Like, yeah, they're just there's an unreal expectation of what these guys should do to service them to make them feel okay and not feel like the brand is going to crash tomorrow. It's kind of
Bro, dot swoosh is not going to do anything to help anyone but the people that actually want it, right? None of these people actually want any of the stuff that we're buying. That's why it's on sale. Like, they literally just need a reason to complain about something that doesn't really matter. It's not like they spent thousands of dollars and couldn't get into a fucking club. So, yeah. Not that matters either, but that's my good example.
Kira. So, do we talk about this all the time? Actually, no. Actually, talk about the accessibility of Web3 has created pretty toxic culture where there's like this expectation for founders to be directly accountable to every holder in the DMs. Like, can't believe you didn't answer my DM, or like tweeting on the timeline, calling out founders and tagging them in this. Do you have an explanation for this? It's just such a weird energy that only exists here in Web3. And I don't know. We've
I
gone
wasn't
through
even
on
that bad.
different
I tagged
ideas,
the
man.
project. I didn't even
Oh
talk
no,
to
I'm
the founders. The founders made their way to get ratioed. I didn't do it to them. I
oh you're
never do it to
Kiro,
them.
bro. You're Kiro, bro. They should have let your ass in the fucking club, dude.
Bro, I'm Sam Turner. When I leave Twitter, I don't use this moniker. I don't refer to myself in the third person. I do none of this nonsense. Um, I'm probably like, you know, I got to reconsider this shit. I just got to change it to Sam Turner, man, at some point because I can't. Sometimes I'll be called by that name and I won't even answer, and I'm sitting here, so I don't know what to do.
Hey, something I'd say too is yeah, there's a sense of entitlement and access, but I would say if the founders spoke a little bit more regularly in the Artifact Discord, that alone would have been enough sentiment management to make what was happening to CloneX like not possible. You have enough like potential buy support for CloneX and 200,000 people in Artifact that those guys appeared once in a while and chatted for a weekend or a voice call. There'd be enough people like with positive outlook that you couldn't have smashed CloneX to the floor. So on them, I do think managing their culture in Web3 is something they misunderstood, and Web3's expectations of access are a little over exaggerated. So there's probably like a little gap there in the middle that we could meet in that I think would give the CloneX culture a lot more strength. They have a fucking army on that Discord if they use it right.
Dude, I remember one time Zaptio popped in and said, 3, 4, 5 messages and was chatting back and forth. And it spread to Twitter, like the Discord, the sentiment changed in the Discord. And it was like a big deal. And it was really just 5, 6 messages. And just think when they hopped on Spaces, once Dre's Sneaker Soapbox, they're on Spaces with us. We pumped to 150 people in there. It was recorded. There's screenshots. Like it was spread across Twitter. Like I think you're right. There could be some middle ground where we're kind of meet in the middle, like not fully accessible and present
Dude,
24/7.
we have
Like
20,000 clones and like a bunch that are locked up. You have 200,000 people. This dude could never squash the bid out like that. They had 90 fucking clones in the offer. We smashed them. And they could absolutely destroy that guy if they just said fucking. I think we have something new coming. That thing would have been fucking 40. So they erased all of his damn fucking clones.
yeah, and it's hard because last year they did a lot of the hype talk and everything, and then I think one of the big critiques in the December January chat or Spaces was don't hype so much, deliver. So now there's like too much silence. Everybody's like, why is it so silent? And it's like, yeah, maybe there's some middle ground in between it, but I think I think it was a big deal when they jumped in Spaces and just kicked it with us. We appreciated it, and I know the Discord loves when they hop in there. So I think you're on point when you're saying there's some middle ground there,
There's
man.
also there's
Honestly,
also like a very like U.S. centric kind of vibe in CloneX. Had a guy come in begging for the clone that got liquidated on Paraspace. And he's like, wow, it's 6 o'clock. I can't believe you have so many people that are awake. I'm like, motherfucker, there's a whole other half of the planet that's awake outside of America. I was like, nobody in this fucking call is fucking American but me, or at least from that side of the planet. And I was like, people do speak in this way. Like, it's like, like really bad take. You're like, good morning. I'm like, hey, it's fucking the middle of the day in Japan. And CloneX Japan tweeted me out. I'm like, it's fucking Murakami. Like, you explained exactly what Murakami drip, right? It's like a reference to the radiation of, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Where the fuck is CloneX Japan around fucking, Murakami? Like, there just seems to be like a very US centric vibe and not a global vibe that should be there. Where's CloneX Brazil? Where's CloneX fucking Japan and, around the world? And that, we have 20,000 fucking clones held by 9,600 people. This should be a fucking like very unified front and a very small collection in a very big marketplace. And it really doesn't feel like it. It feels like bad take. We have 100 plus people here, but like there should be 500 fucking clones showing up now that the founders will speak in bad take. And from all over the place, not the small like narrow band of what we see.
yeah, we do have like a CloneX Tokyo. I think that's why they're pushing this Tokyo event. I think there was rumors of a actual like big event in Tokyo coming later, is from rumors I've heard. But I also got contacted by a member of CloneX Tokyo, and he wants to start doing this version of Spaces in their time zone for them. So he reached out for me, kind of trying to plan how we plan. I actually invited him up. He was in here a second ago. I don't know if he's still in here. He was trying to plan like how we do plan out the schedule and plan out the Spaces, and I was going to have him up and just kind of talk him through it. But I think they are trying to build out a community over there, and I know we know a lot of members from the Tokyo crew that are building out a dope community. So I think the start of that is what you're saying is there, man. They just need and I will, like, if anybody's listening and is part of any other time zones, and it's 7:48 here, so you're probably all sleeping, but if you reach out to me or Dre or any of us and want tips or tricks or want to talk about running spaces for your communities, like, we will help you, dude. We will get on a Discord call, we'll call on the phone, we'll talk you through it. It's really easy. You just like press start on the space, don't plan anything, and just hope it goes okay. Just really just hope it goes okay. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, there's this time zone called Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but yeah. I think we need some earlier spaces.
Like,
sounds trash to me. Let's move on.
Nomics starts his shows at like 9 a.m., which is like 6 a.m. this time, so there ain't no way I ever make them. And so when you guys are up doing your shit in the morning, maybe you need to start later in the day so we could catch it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's a morning show for the guys that trade. They trade, the U.S. open the stock market, so it's generally made to fit into that slot. But yeah, we did a very clone-centric one where we explained this little market-making engine in the last show. So if you guys want like a breakdown of it, we did one just specific to the clone situation in that last one.
Yeah, I have a link to that. I could share it too.
I have a question for you, Nomics. Do you guys think that PST is more important than EST and in the grand scheme of things? You said the stock market opens up 9 a.m. EST, right?
9:30 a.m. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's
That
old
proves
money,
everything.
boy. We're up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week trading.
That old money that
we
you
don't
guys see coming into here, that fuck shit, that's the washing money. The old money is what makes the world move, So can't overlook it.
Isn't it weird though, Deep, that the NFT space seems to run on California International Time? But yeah, you're right, dude. The real time is Eastern Time. We know the stock market opens on their time.
Yeah, you
But
got to be more international. Didn't you just hear what Nomics said, bro?
we're working on it, bro. We're working on different time zones. I was up till like 1, 2 a.m. the other night just hosting a random space and got so many different random people in here. I lost a few brain cells. Nomics came in here and he messaged me. He goes, "What the fuck are these people talking about? I'm out of here." And I was like, "Dude, I've already lost brain cells as well, bro." So yeah, the other time zones are.
come into those spaces.
This was like this was the issue is Leap wasn't hosting, dude, and Leap usually takes over a lot of that crowd, and he wasn't hosting that night, so it turned out everybody was in here, and I was like, oh my god, I was stuck in it. But anybody got any questions or on anything?
More, my brain is fried from that shit.
On what?
The fucking putting the hands up and shit. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not putting up my hand for anyone.
Yeah, bro. No, I feel that. I would honestly never do that.
Yo, Compound, you have your hand up?
Yeah. Let's go to Rose. Does somebody got
Oh, you know me. I put up my hand just because you said hands up. So yeah, I'm not a grown ass man, so I can put up my hands. No problem. I have no issues with that. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just painting while I was eating. Had a crappy day, so just painting away. The harshness of Web3 projects is real, man. No joke. Oh, but that's okay.
Did you get a bunch of mad degens at the team that think that they're entitled to a bunch of stuff, or?
Yeah. I get lots of critique from a project that I'm working on, just on how I tweet. Apparently, I'm not supposed to use emojis anymore for marketing. I'm not supposed to do end stops and do a paragraph break. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really, really bizarre. Really bizarre. So I feel for founders when everybody is coming at you all of a sudden. What you put out there is just never good enough. So I don't know. I have thin skin. So I'm like, I'm going to go paint. Yeah, I'll take a pause. But I love joining here because I think it's listening to family talk about all these things and learning and just, disconnecting from IRL and Web3 in a way. So just hands up. I'll hands up later when I have more to talk about.
Well, I hope the painting goes well and kick it with us. listen in. I wanted to kind of bring up after we get to Kirill. I wanted to bring up we were just talking about dot swoosh, and I wanted to ask Nomics and anybody else on here how we could utilize the people that are being onboarded by dot swoosh and kind of put them on to artifact or clones. Like, what's a strategy without shoving this shit down their throats? And like, because we're talking about doing an onboarding type chat inside of Bad Take, and we're gonna see people posting their dot swoosh shit, but they don't like have anything else. Like that's their first item, kind of NFT wise, and it would be cool to like, you know, have something ready to go or a plan to show them some artifact shit too. I don't know if that's our job, but if it's in the back of my mind, at least when I see a post, I can throw something on there. You know. What's up, Kirill?
Oh, I just put up my hand. You said put up your hand.
Well, shit. So yeah. Well, then I raised my same question. How, on a marketing level, and Rose might like this, like, how does dot swoosh feed new, interesting like participants into the actual broader Web3 world on Ethereum and artifact ecosystem or just NFTs in general? Like, they may get the onboarding part right, but what's after that? Like, how does someone get interested into this shit, and how does all of that play into artifact? You know what I mean? Dre, what's up, man?
As a grown ass man, just put my hand up. Question though, what I want to derail this conversation and ask about Blue Sky Social. Does anybody know anything about that here?
Yeah, it's some encrypted social thing that the influencers are gonna use to take your liquidity from you.
Sounds spicy. Anybody got any access codes or waitlist codes or anything to get in that joint?
Dre loved to be in the cabal.
Man, why I gotta be the cabal? I'll be in the Dre ball.
You just gotta say okay, like your wife does, to subscribe.
Oh my god, that was
Bro, yeah, I'm glad somebody brought that up, man. I'm glad somebody brought that up. It's a oh, and this is an excellent time to talk about this too, because I'm gonna derail the conversation another way. Because I was thinking about this too. All right, so yes, that's it's a this is the
Dre, you sound like you're running away from your wife across the house right now, trying to make sure
no
she's
no
not
no
listening in the conversation.
no. This is a conversation that her and I have all the time, but this isn't something that I necessarily share with other people, right? Because I don't usually like taking, especially on Bad Take, I don't usually like jumping into these deep of conversations in such a lighthearted space. But since the homie brought it up, I'm about to go all the way in. So, because I was thinking about this to do today as well, because it's part of the sentiment that we have here in this community where people will take things and no matter how you deliver it to them, they can only receive it where they are. And depending on where they are, is how they hear the statement that you made to them. So you can be in a room full of two people, make one sentence, and those two individuals will take that one sentence in a multitude of ways depending on where they are as a person. So let me break that down. So even what Deep said, you say, okay, like your wife does, right? To me, I delivered that from a place of like a joke, like a lighthearted place, because I've been with this woman for so long. She's tired of hearing me talking all the damn time. So anything I say, it's kind of like, yeah, okay. Well, I won't say anything, but a lot of things I say is like, oh, okay, yeah. And then we'll talk about, I'll make a statement like, yo, I'm about to go with the homies tomorrow at 7, da 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 da. And she'll say, oh, okay. And then tomorrow at 5, I'll be getting ready. And she'll be like, where you going? I'm like, bruh, we just talked about this. We're going with the homies. Oh yeah, when we talk about it, like, bruh. You know what I mean? And it's not every time, but it's it comes up. When you're with somebody and they talk a lot like I do, sometimes they just choose to ignore things just so they can stay focused on whatever it is that they focused on. So that was part of the joke, because right before I got out of the car to film that content, I said to her, because I was taking some clothes into the cleaner, and I was like, yo, I'm about to go get this shot in my ass. I'll be right back. And she was like, okay. And I laughed it off like, damn, you didn't even listen to what I was saying. So that's why I was prepared when I got back to the car. I was like, yo, I'm record this, watch this. But when I delivered that message as, you know, my wife just says okay to anything that I say, she's not even paying no attention, whatever. And then I was like, I'm about to go smoke some crack. And she, okay, I thought, you know, it was funny. But, and I got to say this too, the disclaimer on the crack, man. We've been binge watching this season of Snowfall. So I've been walking around the house feeling like Franklin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of crack references and drug references going back and forth over dinner. And it's been spilling out into my social life. So I don't want y'all to think that I actually, you know, just disclaimer. So, but anyway, I give that point off to say, because it was a joke. Haha, that's funny. You with somebody for this long. Um, Sometimes they just choose to ignore you because they get tired of hearing your voice. I put that same content up on multiple platforms. I put it up on my Instagram. I put it up from Instagram and went to my Facebook. I put it up in TikTok and I put it up in Twitter. And I was talking to my wife about it earlier. She was like, damn, that post is it's hitting a lot of people. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. But the response that I got from different people changed depending on whoever it was that heard or saw the content. Like some people laughed it off, right? Because they know me and they know that I do silly things like that. But some people came up and was really offended. Like, what? Don't do that. Why would you don't do that to her? And I'm like, do what to her? And I sat back and I thought about it. And that's what made me make the point that I made earlier. Certain people take certain statements and can only receive them where they are. And when it came to this situation, some people received those statements in a racial perspective. Now, I know this is something that we don't necessarily dive into on Bad Take, and I'm not looking really to go that deep tonight, but I have to make this point as well. And when I sat down and I deciphered and I sat and looked or thought about why and what they meant, like, don't do what to her? Like, it was a joke. What do it mean? Because I don't think from that perspective at this point in my life. Not to say that I didn't at one point in my life, but at this point of where I am, the frequency that I'm on, the vibration that I'm on, I don't necessarily just go to that perspective, but certain people still do. And that's what they meant by that. Like they thought it was like as a black man talking to a other box woman, because my wife is definitely other box, they say or they think, oh, it's like a defying or like a dominating type of statement. And when you sit back and think about that, you can apply that same thought process to where we are as a community. Because there's certain things that we can say to people and certain breakdowns we can give to people or look to give to people at all times that they can only look to receive from the perspective of where they are. And then we'll get into these long debates trying to let the people know, hey, no, this is, you know, the sentiment means this from my perspective. We're in a good place. We're executing on this level. Things are building. We're growing. And other people take it like, no, why are we doing it this way? This is upsetting. Da, da, da. And they'll get upset with you. And we'll end up getting into these back and forth battles trying to express a point to certain individuals who aren't ready to receive the point just based off of who and where they are. So that applies to here. That applies to what we're doing. We've talked to a lot of unhinged people in this group, and that's just applying to everything. So I said this a long time ago, the night before when we got deep and turned into deep take. I like to sit back and look at things from other people's perspective just so I can gain a more of an understanding. And to me, that equates growth because I no longer just look at it from one point of view or a 3D perspective. It can convert over to a 4D or 5D perspective, depending on how many positions I put myself in to see it from. And that just made me re-spark that whole thought process with placing that joke up today. Certain people are going to take things to a negative place just because that's where they are and that's where they live. So we cannot sit here and try to convince people, no, look it from me. Look it from what I'm saying. Look, understand me. right? Until we blew in the face, because sometimes it's just a wasted opportunity or wasted energy trying to do so. So that was my thought process behind all of that. And I wanted to share that because I know it came into, like Compound was saying, with the dot swoosh release, people being pissed immediately, 30 minutes into the release. This is some bullshit. I need to have this. And no matter what you say to people, sometimes it's just going to go over their head just because of where they are. So yeah, that was the point I wanted to make.
Yeah, that's facts. And like, honestly, when I like growing up in like the mind, like a scarcity mindset, right? Not having much and stuff, was always like, man, when I get older, I want to achieve this and gain this, right? And once I got to that place, I started chasing, right, and chasing after the next thing. That's why, like, I kind of tweeted today. It's like sometimes perspective matters the most, right? Because your character and like how you view the world, depending on your experiences, really shapes how you react to things. And like I've been trying to do a better job of just like even reacting to things, right? Like, because if I get mad at someone or something, I don't have a great relationship with myself, right? Like, it's I'm basically like it's affecting me the most, right? The way I react. And like, so now it's like, okay, I'm just trying to shift my perspective and have like an abundant mindset, right? And since I've been shifting that mindset too in the last like year or two, like now it's like, man, I don't understand how people are acting, right? That's why I always mention in the space, like, I don't get how people are acting, but like that's something I would have done if I think back at it like a few years ago, right? Like, oh fuck, like why isn't this happening for me? You know, like
Right.
comparing and contrasting. But yeah, I think there just has to be a shift, I guess, in personal, like in people's personal perspectives. But yeah, I definitely agree because like now that you mention it, I would have never taken it that like okay, like I played baseball for a long time, right? And I traveled all over the states, and like I was the only brown guy anywhere, right? And like I never cared about race, and like even going through certain experiences and stuff, and like even when I meet people, like I honestly like I say this, but like I actually mean it. Like when I meet people, like I've met really shitty people and really good people of all races, cultures, backgrounds, right? So I never really like take that as my initial perspective, so that it for me it's like you telling me like it people viewed it as a racial thing. It's mind blowing to me, at least. So
It's wild, but that's just where people are, and I understand that because, like I said, I grew up in that environment, right? I grew up in an extremely prejudiced household. I said this before in a non-recorded spaces, but I'll say it here. Like, my mother had a slogan like, "If she can't use my comb, she's not welcome in my home," right? Because my mother is a black woman, raised in the South, moved up north to Cleveland, Ohio, dealt with civil rights movement and all the extremities that came with that, right? So her perspective was shaped in a certain type of way that she only knew to give me that perspective when I was growing up as a young black man in the 80s dealing with Reaganomics and the crack epidemic, right? So she was looking to protect me as an individual with giving me that information. And of course, me being a young rebel listening to hip hop music, wearing my clothes baggy, my hat backwards, her telling me not to do something, the first thing I'm gonna do is like, yo, let me see what's over that fence. Let me check that out, right? So it's just a understanding that came from being strong enough to be an independent thinker and make my own decisions, not heavily being weighed upon from my peers. And it takes a lot of time for certain people to get to that point. And a lot of people never make it to that point. Fortunately, I just did the work to do so. So I say all that to say, I've learned through that journey that people usually deflect what they don't like about themselves onto other people, or certain things that bother you about someone else is usually tied to something that you don't like about yourself, and it's just a deflection of that. So the triggers that you have might not even be the other person, it's something that you don't necessarily rock with within. And that's the people who think on that vibration, who get offended by like this content that I posted up earlier today, are those people who still live on that frequency of thinking from that perspective. And I respect that because everybody's on their own journey. So everybody's going to have their own collective experiences. And who am I to judge somebody for where they are or where they're not? It's just, I look for understanding in these type of encounters and these type of engagements.
Man, you
So
guys
that's
have
that point. Wait, let me make this last point too. So,
go ahead.
Anya, you said other box. Other box is when you have a list of different ethnicities, right? It'd be like black, white, Asian, Indian, other. That's that's other box. When you have like a collection of all of the above, it's hard. You know what I mean? Instead of people clicking or checking all the boxes, you just check other box. So that's where that came from.
You know what someone told me? It kind of blew my mind when you think about it this way. Like when you live life, right? You're viewing everything externally, like your eyes are at the front of your head, and but all your experiences are within yourself, right? It's like your views, everything that you're like everything you're smelling, seeing, hearing, it's all internal. It's not really external if you think about it. So you have a relationship with everything, and but that relationship you have with everything is experienced within yourself and within your mind or head, right? So it's like you have the most control over how you're gonna experience things. People don't understand that. Like
That's a
you
fact.
really dictate how you're gonna experience things, right? Like even Nelson Mandela like talks about how when he went to prison, like he did it for a cause, but like he didn't let it affect him, right? Because of the relationship he had with himself and how he viewed his perspective, and which led him to go through jail without like with purpose, I guess.
No, that's a fact. So yeah, that I just wanted to get that point across because it's all tied in together. This is all part of the human experience. It just comes out in different ways and different methods. And the things that we've been going through as a clone community are highly, they run synonymous with this same type of thought process. It's just that I believe people don't take the time to go deep enough into it to try to understand it. It's usually pawned off to being other things like unhinged, or it's easy for someone to say, "Oh, that he just unhinged," and walk away from it. Like if you take the time to take the step back and look at it from a macro level instead of a micro level, you can see more of the trajectory of where it comes from, and that gives you a better understanding of the individual, and also gives you a better understanding of how to approach that said individual, and gives you understanding to how to navigate with that individual instead of just being like, yo, that motherfucker's unhinged, leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? So it's all tied in together. And me thinking about that earlier and having that experience today, I want to share with y'all just to get the cogs going in your own thoughts. And maybe we can come together as a collective to get a better understanding as well.
You know what my favorite thing is like when I have a predetermined judgment of someone and then it's completely wrong. And when I actually get to know them, like they change my mind completely, and I'm like, oh, they're actually a dope person. And yeah, it's kind of like that. So I think we all have like that, like I think it's kind of like a biological reason for like fight or flight, I guess, safety, to
Right.
have preconceived notions. But yeah.
Right. And yeah, it makes sense. Like we all do it. You know what I mean? Prejudge. It makes sense. But it's just about the understanding of it. And that's what I'm here for, is the understanding of it all. So Anya, what's good?
Yeah, I was going to add to it with the basis of coming into it where I'm at, I guess, is that um, I I fully and completely understand why she did it, where what place it was coming from, because like my husband and I are so there. And the thing is, there have been a couple times where each of us has like done it to one another, where like I've heard you, but I didn't hear you. And so I actually felt kind of bad because I swear, I was like in tune, knew what was going on, something or other, and it was like, yeah, he was like, hey, I'm off for a meeting. What meeting? When did you say you were gonna? I thought we were gonna have lunch. No, babe, I told you we're gonna go. I'm gonna go to this meeting. I'm interviewing this person, whatever it is he's doing. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I suddenly feel so guilty that I didn't hear him right the first time. It's like, and I think some of that comes from the being in a place where you have someone in your life that you are so that you pour yourself into, and enough that when they are speaking to you, you feel their energy and you pump them up, right? Like you just like put them up into like a higher plane where they are. And sometimes that happens like when you have like a spouse or like a family member or somebody like that you're very close to, that you that's like that pure love that you feel, that you're listening to this person and you're here with them and you're listening, you're like trying to help them in their journey. And when you do that, like it is so powerful. And we make like these small mistakes, right, where we're on like a different plane, being supportive and listening and pumping them up, that like we forget that they're actually giving us valuable information that can, like, it's like day-to-day valuable stuff. But I think that speaks to like the, health of your relationship too, where you are you're there together, like you're listening to one another, and supporting each other, but that like maybe some translation gets lost in the mix at some level, but there's still love there, right? Like it's not confused. Like she's like responding to you, giving you love.
No,
So
100%.
I find that funny. It's interesting though that you guys are in a similar area that we are.
And I feel like it takes a certain level of understanding in a relationship to even know what that is, right? Because of course it's like you said, it's a love situation. It's a love exchange where the energy is so comfortable that you just allow yourself to have your guard down, to not even be as attentive as you necessarily would have to be with somebody that you weren't as comfortable with. So yeah, it's a all of this to me is about evolution. Every encounter, every conversation, like even these type of conversations I'm having with y'all right now. I know I kind of derailed where we was going and when we were speaking about earlier, but this is where my mind lives. I don't necessarily, like I said, jump into this space speaking about these topics because of the lightheartedness of this space in the community. But this is where I live. Like I'm forever thinking about the breakdown of learning and understanding fellow individuals, because I believe that I see myself in them anyway, in some form or fashion, and vice versa for them. So I'm always looking for the understanding, the deeper rooted breakdown. That's why I'm always an advocate for effective communication, because I want to get my point across to you so you can understand exactly where I am, so I can reciprocate and do the same for you, or you can reciprocate, do the same for me. So yeah, man, this is and when we break down all of this stuff, it's like an experiment within a community as well. Like Namik said earlier, like the founders might not have understood the the basis of building culture within this community to make it work in a fluid manner. They just probably didn't. They probably was an oversight. And then it came down to it's like, yo, we have to switch up our direction to make this work, or we could go off the rails. And that's like that with any relationship that you're in. You have to pivot if you want it to work. So you have to put yourself in a vulnerable position to be able to be humble enough to learn from your previous actions in order to change your present and future actions. And that's where I'm at. So
In order to create, you sometimes need to destroy, right? Like sometimes the worst situations, the greatest creations occur, and like it's the same thing. Like when I talk about like my philosophy or like the things that sometimes I have beliefs and I have to destroy those to create new beliefs, right? Turmoil can really bring people together, and that's where like some of the best that's where some of the best understanding is, like in terms of human connection as well. When shit's going rough, like you really learn about people and the relationships you have with one another.
that's a fact. That's a fact. So I'm gonna bring it back. You know, I don't want to take it. I already went too deep. Like I got long legs. I can stand up in this deepness of a conversation, but a lot of people get lost in it. So if anybody got any blue sky codes, hit me up. Don't try to front run me, Cram. I saw the
Yes,
chat, bro. I
yes.
saw the AV
That's
chat. Don't even do it.
bro. That's
Don't
why I
do that.
came up. I'm like, where's the blue sky
I just
invite
asked
codes?
already, bro. They coming my way first. If I got an extra, I'll throw it to you.
All right, man. All right.
What the hell's blue sky? Everybody's leaving this shit to go talk with some
If you know, you
other
know, and then if you know, you know.
app with
Hey,
a
we don't
blue
have to.
logo.
It looked just like Twitter, though. It looked like a regular Twitter profile, but I guess it's like the same. It seemed like it's an integrated Twitter with Instagram or something. Honestly, I just want to get mine in early so I can get my name and nobody can jack my steeds. That's where I'm at.
Oh, definitely. Now I know the plan. I'm just gonna take
Here we
what's your
go.
hat? Oh, at Draymill. Okay, perfect. Thank you
Here we
for the
go.
info.
Subscribe. What's good? Are you gonna derail us or are we staying on topic?
See, the thing is, you guys think I'm gonna keep derailing, but I feel
That was
like,
evil laugh.
but like I feel like the sentiment is definitely changing in this space, and we definitely need to think differently and talk differently. The election is gonna come in a year, so our heads need to be straight. I know you guys don't want to talk about politics, but it's gonna fuck up the whole market. This whole election with Trump and Biden is gonna fuck everything up, and it's really hard to kind of gauge. But going back to what you were saying, it just reminds me of Plato's Cave. So if you guys know about Plato's Cave, it's I think it's a philosophy or psychology. I'm not sure what it was, but Plato has this idea of being in a cave and you're so stuck on what's in front of you, and like outside of the cave all you see is like shadows, so you don't know if it's like an elephant in the room kind of thing, where all you like a blind man, all they can touch is the tail and you think it's a snake kind of thing. Same thing with the cave, where all you can see is the shadow and you don't know what is that shadow but what your perspective in your mind is. So yeah, just how people think is not what it seems, and how people react to it shouldn't be reacted in some way, and maybe like we should understand how people react to it for sure.
That's like markets too, right? You think about it. The people that when people are losing, it's a lot of people losing, right? And there are a few people that are winning. Those few people understand the sentiment and what the reality is, right? Then the other people are just like followers. They're seeing like, oh fuck, CloneX, for example, is going down. Fuck, I'm losing money. I don't want to lose any more money. Let me sell my clone. But then you see what like Compound and Nomics were talking about earlier, and what the reality is, right? And what the reality of the situation is.
And it's not even about if you're smart or you're not smart. Like obviously everybody's here are smart, they had they want to be here, but the idea of it is that we don't know what's behind the veil, right, until we know. So I mean, the fact that we're here, and just keep your eyes open, and we can share all these information. The more people that has eyes on different places and can share in the group, the better knowledgeable we are, right?
I say the Discord is better because it's slash bad take. Yo, tell me how a group of like 30 people can boost a server, but most of these projects won't pay to boost their server. That
Dude,
just shows you that we're committed to to having a bad take. We thought we were gonna drive this shit to zero. It keeps going higher. This is crazy.
well, we have had conversations about other Twitter chats, and I've get a lot of DMs because like we're open that we have chats, right? So I get DM people going, "Hey, can you show me that? Like, can you add me to that chat? I keep hearing about this chat, and we're full, man." So I called Dre literally yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, and was like, "Hey, we don't need another Twitter chat, man. We need more functionality." I've been hanging in Nomics Discord a lot, and they use their voice chat to like spend a lot of time together and learn from each other. They use it every day. And then I was in the Artifact Discord using the voice chat in there. And I realized like having like that extra functionality to do so much more shit in Discord was way more important than trying to figure out how to make Twitter better. So I hit up Dre. I was like, I'm gonna make a Discord, man. Like, it'll help. And within 12 hours, the server's boosted all the way to the top, like as high as it'll be boosted. So I don't know what kind of credits you for holding in your fucking Discord wall, but you boosted
You
the
know,
shit.
it's funny. I was telling, like, Kuro, what you were saying is facts, and I was telling this to Compound. I'm like, yo, isn't it funny that, like, bro, you, like, they boosted the server, everyone boosted the server so quickly, and you didn't even ask for it, right? And then he's like, to me, he's like, bro, I didn't even know what a boost was. He's like, what is boosting?
No, dude. So yeah, he goes, yeah, he basically said it was a big deal, like that we boosted it all the way. And I was like, I didn't know that you could, like, people could boost the server all the way to the top. And it just kind of shows that I don't use Discord a lot, but it is a powerful tool. I actually had to apologize to Shake because I called him a Discord mongrel. And
Yo, we need to get. He is a Discord.
but now,
But it's irrelevant.
I'm the Discord mongrel now. Look,
no, you need to get a real like Discord security guy like Blockchain Ninja in here soon. I'm not trying to get doodled.
dude, check your DMs. I just shot you a link. Somebody
I'm scared.
No, but
I don't know why the term getting doodled bothers me so much. It just sounds so bad.
Yeah, they should have thought of that before they named it Doodles.
no, man, I'm excited actually. It's actually at the top, guys. Anybody listening? The link is at the top, and I'm actually gonna apply pressure to everybody that is a part of the community to hop in there more, because there's just more going on in the Discord, and you're able to like do more in there. We have our Twitter chat and everything, but if you can take it upon yourself to engage in the Discord and open that second app or pull it up on your computer, that'd be appreciated. And join it. It's at the top. But
You know, there's different language chats. We need a Canadian one with Canadian slang. If you can do that for us.
It's just gonna be a lot of eh?
You and Kuro are in there. That's it, dude. So you and Kuro just argue with each other.
It's gonna be us two and Pompisha for sure.
And Von
That's the
Sol.
best Brampton man I've ever heard in my life. Better than the people that live in
Facts.
Brampton. Wild.
Nomics, how long have you had your Discord, man?
Yeah, eh?
No, I just got. Nah, dude, I'm gonna get with Kaz. I've been talking. I'm gonna get with Kaz and blockchain and make sure everything's good. But the goal is to keep it super simple, dude. Because when I go in Artifacts Discord, it is so many things going on the left, so many different chats. I get overwhelmed and I just go, all right, let me go check holders chat. Nothing crazy going on. Just say what's up. That's about the extent. Buy sell chat. Let me see if anybody's dumping something good. Nope. But so as long as it's simple, bro, I fuck with it.
Bro, I'm trying to leave like I'm in like 300 or so. I'm at the max amount of Discords. I had to delete a Discord to get into this Discord. I'm not doing so well. Like this one has 2 alerts. This one has 70. This one has 344. This one has 24. This one has 18. This one has 8. This one has 1. This one has 29. I didn't make any money off of any of these projects. I don't even know why I'm in the Discord still. I'm not going to sell because I'm not playing hot potato with anyone.
Yo, Compound, you had asked me how long I had the Discord.
Yeah, my
Sorry,
bad. I just
I was
catch
getting
people.
a phone call. I had the Discord. I opened it right at the end of 2018. So I guess like 5 years.
What platform did you use before that? Was it Telegram
And
groups
so
or?
over the years, it moves around what people like. But in 2013, 14, when I opened the first room, we opened it in Google Hangouts. And then we, moved from there, I think, to Telegram. And then Telegram back to Google and then back to Telegram. And then when Discord came around, into Discord. We tried Slack, which was awful. And then, Discord definitely has the best functionality. Because we used to do game streaming too. And it allows you to integrate certain things when you're streaming and talking to people and having a game. So Discord's pretty much been the best place to have it's like Web 2.5 social. But definitely get people to boost your shit because you get a lot of people in your server. Your voice integrity, your voice will crackle because it like limits your bandwidth by how many people have boosted your server. So if you get like all of a sudden like the whole bad take crew on there, you guys will have your whole voices start to like crackle as everybody boosted to where you have like maximum like bandwidth in there.
What's the max boost? Is it 14?
I don't remember how much. I know mine's max. I think mine's boosted 23 times, but I don't remember how many you get credit for. You have to check, but it tells you when your server's max boosted. I don't remember how the limit is.
This one's boosted 17 times.
Yeah,
So
I think
max
it should be
is-
maxed.
Yeah,
it's
that's
over
what we were
max.
saying. So we haven't had it for more than like half a day, a full day maybe, and it got boosted all the way to the roof.
Well, that's people. That's people who
Yeah.
understand Discord that know that you need that. You're going to be talking like to a fucking tin can. So that's cool.
I just did it for the stickers. Honestly, I didn't care about the bandwidth.
I still don't know what the hell any of
I
that
don't
means.
even
I
know
know
what
y'all
that
just
means.
explained it, and I wasn't even paying attention.
Like if you try to stream to like 20 people, it'll
CloneX
be really
knows
bad.
what
If you like try to like do a screen share and you have like 20 people on there, they'll like cap your bandwidth to like fuck it all up. So like they just they force you to like pay them to like get to show each other stuff and talk with a lot of large group.
So basically, Dre is you're using up space on their servers and using up their bandwidth, and so that's their way of charging you. Is if you want that functionality, then you have to pay, and each boost is like $5. So the fact that we got 17,
$34 a boost.
Oh, how much is it?
It's $34 Canadian a boost.
No, you get 2 free if you have premium. That's how I boosted it. So I got premium and I boosted 2.
I just buy them because I'm in so many Discords, bro. I don't know what I'm doing.
So yeah, basically, Dre is the fact that like I had it started up and we started bringing the community in there, and without me knowing that I needed it, they boosted it all the way to fully boosted and $5 per one or whatever it cost. And then we were set to go. That's what I was saying. We have a special role in there. Like they give you like a role, and if you boost the server, you get a specific role in there. So
Compound told me that like if I boost it and if I get other people to boost, then like there's gonna be like some Ponzi-nomics and I'm gonna get a coin. So I'm just waiting for that airdrop.
dude, this is how it works. You come in, you boost, you get 3 people underneath you to boost. If they get 3 people underneath them, you see how the money flows, right? Everybody underneath you, the money flows up, the boost flow up back
You
to
do
you.
multi-level marketing
It's
in
just
Discord, motherfucker.
no, I didn't know what boosting was. Deep made that all up. He tried to pitch a Ponzi coin to me, and I had to shut it down. We're not multi-level boosting out here.
There was a rumor of a prize, though, Compound. We're all waiting.
Isn't Dre giving away something?
Yeah, he has 4 posters. He said he's giving all of them away.
Yeah, right.
I got a dragon poster for you guys for free. But yeah, I did hit all 4. So
Oh, what did you just buy on secondary?
no, he just sent me 4 the posters, man. I'm 4 from 4.
Who sent you that? Tell him to send me that.
I don't know that swoosh gods. All
Oh, you
praises
have
due.
multiple accounts. That's right. You've been cooking for years, haven't you?
I told you in the beginning, man. This is part of it, right? Because you never know, right? This one might not be as exclusive or the best of the best, or lead to that many opportunities. But the next one, who knows? It might be. So as long as you prepared, stay prepared. You don't have to get prepared. And when you have the access codes, and I gave away tons of access codes. If you got access codes and you haven't used them, use them because you never know where it can come in. But I will say this, honestly, the way that they are playing it from my perspective now is that they really want to keep this as almost non-exclusive as possible during this time. And maybe they'll take it to the next exclusive level after they build up, you know what I mean? And they have more releases and then you'll be prepared for that. So, I just like to stay prepared, man.
I think this also allows there to be some amount of who's going to truly participate, right? And so this is also a way to filter out a bit of the people who they signed up, but they're never coming back afterwards, which we've seen. Some people have bought into collections and they get it, and then they are suddenly, boom, just like done with it. They never come back to it. And so I think this is a way for them to say, okay, filter out a bit of the people who are no longer wanting to be a part of this, what we're doing. And then for those that are have received like that initial boost. It would be really cool to see how they go about it. It's exciting. I congrats to everybody who got their posters.
The head of tokenomics, I was talking to him, and he said they had 150 million emails, um, which is insane. So
That's
yeah, a lot
crazy.
of people to filter through.
Well, Dre has 300. So
Uh,
yeah, I mean,
I would like to know how many clones got it though, just to take consensus. Because I
Anya.
did.
Oh, sorry.
I heard a rumor that all of the clones got it. I don't know how. I don't want to start that. Never mind. Let's go to the next. We'll go to another
Yeah,
subject.
bro.
I was tweeting earlier that I was pretty sure that clones would get it, considering there's 6,000 posters, but I've been proven wrong, and so yeah, I don't know if you were talking about me, Dre, but I definitely said that earlier. So
It's still
Some
coming
bunch of people
through.
said.
I just got my email notification that I got a poster, so
Shauna
I'm
got one.
stoked. Yeah.
There you go. We
Oh,
cooking. They've been doing this all day, bro. That's nuts.
wait, I just want to say, if there are any clones out there that want to get toxic on the timeline or start fudding or just be whining on the timeline, come into the Bad Take Discord. Come into live audio. Come talk to us up here. Come tell us why,
I'm right here.
and we'll tell you why you're wrong. Or just come into the Discord if you want to get toxic. We'll put you in your own channel with Deep, and you could.
Hey.
I'm so
Well,
down. I'm
we'll
actually
make
so down.
a toxic Canadian channel. It's Kuro, Deep, and Von Soul. You just have to out banter them, eh?
Yay.
It's a good thing to do voice though, because text lends to people like superimposing their own biases onto the other person's words. It's one of the reasons you argue with your significant other text message, because you think they mean something. This is the medium that people are actually designed to communicate in. I think a giant texting fucking communication platform like Twitter lends to the toxicity that Twitter is known for because of that. Because people are arguing with themselves. Kind of what Drake Mill said, right? People are speaking to something within themselves a lot of times, and they're arguing. And Twitter lends to people speaking to themselves because they think they know what you mean. So I think this is really important for communication for CloneX. A lot of miscommunications don't happen.
That's a fact. And
We
I'm all
all,
about my effective communication.
on
I got 2 Game On posters, so if anybody want to trade me, let's run that. I'm looking for the non-game. I got an Epic, I got a Game On, and I got Join Forces. So whatever one is not that, I'm looking for that one.
Anya goes out on the timeline, and when people are being a little toxic or flooding, she'll in the nicest way go, "Here's a link to Bad Take. Bring it up into voice chat. Come up on stage." And it's just kind of you feel this way on the timeline behind the keyboard, but jump up on stage and tell us how you feel. And we've yet to have anybody actually come through on
All right, so okay, this is how I feel about that hat with the black stitching. I think it's ugly. How about that?
No, we're gonna move on. I really do like Rupsy's bucket hat, so I can't let you talk about the bucket hat like that, bro.
Wait, that's
No, the
on.
bucket hat is gorgeous. I never said that about the bucket hat.
No, I'm just gaslighting you, bro, to make it seem like you think you said that.
Wait, that's Anya? I thought it was Flav this whole time. Sorry. Hey, Anya.
Hi.
Anya has face made of her now with mustaches and glasses, and it's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. So,
What happens to that account that was using the photo?
dude,
Anya's
they
Oh,
account
it's still around.
on her photo.
Yeah, just using my photo with some spy glasses on it. I did save it just in case I felt spicy one day and I changed my PFP to it.
The
Just
bio is hilarious. It's like, this is not Flav. I'm a girl. Like, what the?
Not Anya, and the profile changed to a mustache with some spy glasses on.
yeah, I'm actually thinking at some point when I am having a really bad week or something, at just the end of the week, hit up someone to create just a banner of all the silly things in my on my timeline and in the past couple months, just to make me feel better, and that was definitely top 10 of the funniest little memes about me. So I'm gonna keep it, and regardless of that person's intentions to bully me. I don't know.
Honestly, that means you've made it. You have a hater, and that means you've honestly made it.
I
So
should be flying then because half of
I'd
CloneX hates my ass.
You know what? But the thing is, you're a human being having feelings and emotions and thoughts, and you're putting it on the timeline, and that takes a lot of guts, like to have to go out there and like put yourself out there and agree or disagree with people, whether it's like a, if it's a hot and spicy take, right? So, it's kudos to you for doing that and being able to put like your full everything like out there. Because it's hard to do. I think there are a lot of people that will do that and then they'll eat away at themselves, like when they leave the timeline and be like, oh no, like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And I think it's hard to do, to have to be like fully like, transparent the way that you are. And so I get it. Like it's hard like to be that, and kudos big time.
She rocked. Or did I rock?
No, dude, every time I'm going to send a tweet, I always second guess it. So it is difficult. So for the people who can do that and commit to just looking at things objectively, like shout out to you guys.
30. But this is also why I asked directly, sentiments now, Nomix, if you felt the same way that you felt beforehand due to now having this information that you uncovered this past week. Because like I said, I know you shooting off bang, 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 bang. So I wanted to know if the bang, bang, bangs was still valid or if they were based off the previous information that gave you ammo for the bang,
Well,
bang,
if you
bang.
notice, like I'm timely with it, right? So at the moment, I recognize, like even coming in and having that situation with Prez, that's a sentiment read on the level of emotions in him. Like, well, I'm clearly trying to help Artifact, and he's so short-sighted because he's emotional. The sentiment read is either he's the only person in CloneX that's this distorted by emotions, or the whole fucking market's distorted. And I already had the analysis right from the compression of Grails to floor. So that's part of the decision making. That was why I hit it where I hit it. So the market was at that point. It basically was do or die. So I have all the fundamentals. I have shifts in founder activity, news flow. I know is coming. What they're building, and I have the previous sentiment coming from where we are in monolith debacle, and what's happening as we arc down. So all of that together, like I told Compound, if he says the wrong word, I'm going to light his ass on fire, and this is going to be that moment because we are coming in to literally save Artifact that night. And once you have that person completely like derailing the conversation for the whole of bad take, then that's the moment that's most valuable because nobody's paying attention. So that was the sentiment at the bottom. And at that moment, I knew that's where Artifact needs to be hit. So all of that came together for that moment. I hit exactly 1018. That's the dead bottom.
No, I understand
So
that.
my sentiments are
I
all
think
together like a unfolding, evolving thing. And at that moment, Artifact is in such a bad emotional state within CloneX. Founder activity is now here. That was that moment. At that moment where I hit it, that's where everything lined up to be like, this is the time. So, I have no biases either way. It just is water's wet, the sky is blue, and this is an emotional state that says there's opportunity here. That's it.
No, I understand that point too. I understand the point as well. I think it's boils down to a couple of different things. One, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? And those certain statements that you made could be triggering to him and other people within the community. So they respond to the information that you give, even if it's coming from a positive place, they still have that negative connotation of it due to the experiences that they had from the statements that you
Right,
made
but people trying
previously.
to superimpose how another person to speak they've never met to me is small potatoes, right? Because you ever heard that statement, great minds talk
Right,
about ideas. Everyone wants to talk about the personal, right?
right,
At the point
right.
everyone's zoomed in to talk about the personal, that's when no one's is zoomed out to see the big idea. And so once I detect that, I don't argue with people on personal levels, right? It's either water's wet, sky's blue. You know more about this than I do. If you don't, you have no platform. And people wanting respect just for the sake of, giving me a participation trophy comes from that everybody gets a medal too. Respect is earned, not given. And he has never earned it. At the end of the day, I just moved your market 40%. Money talks, bullshit walks. That's where I come from.
Right. Again, I agree, and I understand. Before I say I agree, I understand your perspective.
But I don't have to
But
get
like I
anybody to
said,
agree with me
it's
to move this market 40%. At the end of the day,
no,
like
I know. I'm not
it's just
looking
an
for that.
online thing.
I'm
Like,
just
the
saying to
online
you.
etiquette that people have today. Think about the '90s. There's never such a version of this. Like, how everyone's trying to force everyone online to like do what I say or I'll cancel you. That's something that didn't exist in the '90s. You get punched in the mouth. So today, like, there's this expectation. I'm going to get all of you to do what I say, regardless of where I'm in society, because I can impose my idea on you through the internet. I just don't come from that world, so I don't give a shit.
No, I understand that too. But I'm saying to you, it's different people who have a different perspective from which you hold right now. Not saying yours is right or theirs is wrong or vice versa. Just saying that there are multiple
Absolutely.
perspectives because there are multiple personalities. So that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying to you. I'm
And
not
nothing's wrong
disagreeing
with
with
that,
you.
right?
Just proving a different point as well. Like you said, you came from a different time, a different space. You operate in that
Right. For
place.
me,
Other
it's
people
just
come from different times and different spaces, so they operate from
right.
that place. Your thing is waters wet. Money talks, bullshit walks. Cool. Certain people don't necessarily
And that's
understand that
fine.
vernacular because they don't come from that place. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
and that's
saying.
fine.
So it's just it's a misalignment
We
of
don't all have to
perspectives,
get
and
along.
that's all it boils
The
down to.
fact is that we have such different perspectives is what makes it valuable. We don't want to all become drones having the same idea in a narrow
Right.
band. So I think it's a good thing that you don't have everyone on the same side of an idea, right? A crowded
Right.
trade's never a good thing, and ideas that people emotionally warp and need to be delivered so they feel good about it. At the end of the day, I'm trying to teach you something most people don't know. How am I supposed to help you learn something you don't know? Like, make sure you feel okay hearing it. There's a lot of entitlement in that statement. At the end of the day, like, people who understand value understand information and aren't caught up in that, and so that's who I speak to. The bulk of
Right.
society is caught up in
I
caught
get
up in
that.
their fields and want to be catered to that level. And people like Jim Cramer cater to those people and lie to those people. I'm extremely direct, but at the end of the day, maybe I don't say it the way that everyone feels is nice, but nice is telling you the fucking truth and not let you get hit by a train. In my book, speaking to you in a way that you feel good and like inside and warm and fuzzy, that's one thing. Making sure you don't get your ass ran over and liquidated out of CloneX, that seems a little bit more important, don't you think?
Yes, but it depends on how you deliver the message. I will always believe in that. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. I can get the same message across that you're giving across in a way that's digestible for people so they don't feel like I'm attacking them or disrespecting them with my words. So it's just a difference in opinion. That's how you operate as an individual, and there's nothing wrong with that because if that's how you want to get down, that's how you get down. But understand, like the statement that you made earlier, a lot of people in CloneX don't fuck with me. It's because of how you are and the way that you do speak to those people. So they already have this preconceived notion of you
And that's good.
based off your internet vernacular. Like you said,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter to you. So that's how you carry
Yeah,
yourself.
the people who
Cool.
understand the
So
value that
that's
I
just we
generate,
just proving the
we never.
same. We just it doesn't take away from your
Right, you don't have
value.
to argue with those
Just
people, right?
giving
I
you
don't have to.
a different
You don't have to appease
perspective.
everybody. I don't try to do that. The people who understand the value I deliver,
No, not
they
at
they
all.
follow me, and they people who like fucking Barbara Walters, they watch her, and she doesn't try to appeal to people who don't. I don't go out of my way for that. I deliver a certain fucking truth in the marketplace. I deliver a certain level of accuracy, and for a decade, the people who know it, and they're never caught up in the way I speak. Smart money doesn't care about the
Right.
personal. People who care about personal are the people who don't have anything in life, and so it's a natural filter for me, right? I deal with people that move markets and shit like that. And not one of them gives a shit how my tonalities came out. They are interested in fucking providing for their families. People are worried about those little fucking nonsense. Those people watch reality TV. Those aren't my conversations. So we all have our different markets. I don't fight people to understand what I say. The amount of time it takes to get people to understand what's going on in CloneX, if I waited for that to be communicated, we'd be dead. So I understood that I couldn't communicate with everybody about this idea, so we had to go ahead and act on our own to make sure we could stop this thing from happening. And it's okay that people don't get it. At the end of the day, you see the result, and whether you get the way I speak or not, ultimately you can tell our actions were meant to help everybody. They weren't meant to harm a single person in CloneX.
Well, see, that's the communication that people are looking for. That last statement you just made. So if you could lead with a
I
statement
don't
like
have
that,
to.
people can
Results
understand.
matter.
You don't. No, no, you
I
don't
don't have
have
to.
to, bro. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you have to. I'm giving you a different perspective. Not saying telling you what you should or should not do. Just giving you a different perspective, and that's how effective communication works.
I can understand what Nomics is talking about, to be honest. Like my closest friends, right? Like I've known them for years, but honestly, like my initial interaction with them, a lot of people think I'm an asshole, right? Just because of the way I speak and like Nomics was saying, like it's a filtration system, right? Like sometimes, if with my friends too, right? Like there's people there. I have friends that I lose because I tell them straight up exactly how I feel. I'm like, yo, you're fucking around. Like you know what I mean? Sometimes it needs to be delivered in that way, right? So, like real messages can't always be fluffed. and maybe for him it works, right? And it filters people out, and he can understand who he can trust, etc. So I can see both
When
perspectives
you're a
for sure.
coder and you have people that don't know anything about coding and they sit there and talk to you like an asshole for not making sense to them on their level, right? Is it you that have to come down
Exactly.
to,
I'm a
right?
coder.
I don't have to come down to your level if you don't
I,
get it. This is outside your wheelhouse. And so the expectation, the entitlement that I need to fucking bend down to get you to catch up to my expertise that will help you. It's all kinds of levels of nonsense. Like what I have to say will help you. If you don't know what you're talking about, understand you're outside of your expertise and like this is where you sit down and be quiet. But in like internet land, everyone thinks they have a right to fucking be heard, even if they're clueless. And that's what you get in this kind of conversation. It's like, oh no, you need to come tell me how this works so in the way I can do it so I can make money on it. No, I don't. That's fucking insane. I don't have to help you understand what I know. If you know I have something that you don't know, this is where you sit down and you show respect to say, well, I'd like to learn that. And I have no idea what I'm talking about. You don't control the conversation to tell me how to learn a thing I don't know from 20 years of your experience the way I need to hear it. That's fucking insane. That gives you middle fingers all you're going to get from me.
I can agree. Like when like Dre has his soapbox, right? Like he knows so much about sneakers. Like I go up there to support, but like honestly, I can't say anything. Like, and imagine I went up there and be like, "Yo, like this is how it is," and have an argument, right? Like, um, at the end of the day, you can filter that bullshit out even on the internet, and that's the same thing why Compound and says like, "Oh, come up and talk about it," right? To people that are fudding or whatever have some sort of opinion, they're never gonna come up because they don't have proof or points to back up their arguments, right? And
When Dre
yeah.
Mel fucking did the
When
sneaker branding thing, I didn't say a fucking word. I never heard that much depth of information about how to run it, how to do fucking contests in cities, how to use that to recruit fucking talent. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, that was a masterclass in how fucking like sneaker branding works. I don't have shit to say because I know I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about there. And so I have nothing to say when Dre Mel was explaining it. That's what you do when a person's explaining something, you know you're out of your wheelhouse. Like, motherfucker, you have the floor. And that's just respect, you know. I don't know J-Mo from shit, but I know the motherfucker knew what he was talking about with sneaker branding the first time I heard him talk. I didn't have a word to say about it. He's completely miles above my understanding of how the fuck that worked. And that's just when you know somebody knows their shit. Like Ninja talks about movie production and shit. I'm not going to tell him anything about that either. I have no fucking idea how to speak on that. I produce my own show, but I don't have anything on the scale that he fucks with. When he speaks on that stuff, I don't say a word. And that's just from the world I come from.
dude, we did a 2-hour space today, and I was co-hosting with Dre. He literally ran the whole 2 hours, and everybody was just listening and learning, bro. And I didn't chime in. I listened and I learned, right? Because that's his wheelhouse. Like, so yeah, I completely understand because I do the same thing with Dre when he's talking sneakers, bro.
Do we bottom markets? You got guys who've been in fucking NFTs trading for 6 months telling me I need to talk to him XYZ. I don't fucking know you. At the end of the day, we're the bottom of major cycles like across the last decade. You may not know that, and we're the bottom of this right here if we can hold it. You may not know how I did that either. At the end of the day, like, just smile and fucking enjoy the ride if that's where you're at. But I don't have to fucking bow down to a motherfucker in this space.
Like, yo, last week, someone approached me to create an app, right? And this is Web 2 stuff. And I'm like, okay, I explained the logistics of it, right? And they're like, okay, how much money do you want? I'm like, $100,000. They're like, no, I'll pay you $40,000. I'm like, okay, find someone that you know what I mean? Like, you want some sort of expertise, like, put your money where your mouth is, technically, right? Like, what you're saying is completely right, because I talk to people even in the space in Web3 and talk to them about coding or like and people are telling me how coding works. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I've been a software engineer for years. I've built I've helped build startups from the ground up. Like, yeah, you go fucking use your chat GPT to go fucking build your product. But yeah, it is frustrating. I can understand that perspective completely. And there are a lot of people that are LARPing and pretend like they know what they're talking about, especially when it comes to investing, right? People always want to give their opinion about like how things work and how markets move, etc. But like for me, someone, even though like I've been in crypto since 2016, 2017, I don't there are people that have been in it for like way a lot shorter, but they come from a different investment background. I learned so much from that, right? Like that day that I'm like Compound introduced me to nomics, like all the shit he was saying, I'm like, okay, this is a completely different perspective and I need to hear it and learn from it, right? And even like when Kuro talks about like some of his bit like the treasury, I forget what it exactly was. I started looking into it, and even today when he was talking about how to like figure out if it's a honeypot and stuff. Like if you think you're at the top of of your knowledge for that specific subject, you're never gonna learn, right? You'd rather have someone else be an expert in a field you don't know about and actually learn from them, and because
No,
that's
I'm
gonna make
I'm
you
gonna be
better.
very clear though, Deep. I don't know anything about anything, bro. I'm not that guy.
Yeah, but like you know more than most people, right? I was just giving an example, but
No, I still got a lot to learn, bro. Do you know how many times I've been rugged?
we all do. Like, yo, I'm a software engineer, but I went to school with Vitalik, right? Like, I know people that have been engineers for 20 years, and these guys are like the biggest assholes. But yo, I listen to them because they're smart as fuck, and those people are listening to other people that are even smarter, right? Like, yeah. But you can really gauge what you can learn from certain individuals and your place in a certain subject with those individuals.
Socrates said a wise man is aware of his own ignorances. If you're talking really loud in a world that you don't understand, you're an idiot. That's pretty much the simple of it for me.
All right, well, I just came up here to see if Trim really think I have a potential to be as funny and
That was
sexy
a
as
combo
he
killer.
is on his Instagram. I saw that last reel he made. I watched it like 3 times, to be honest.
The answer is yes, Polly. I believe in you.
Polly, you're
You
getting
got this.
Polly, you're funnier and sexier than Dre. That's a perspective coming from a guy though, so I'm a little biased.
I appreciate that, Deep. Thank you.
Oh my God. All right, guys. I need to finish my taxes, so I have to cut this shit early. I got to get my shit done. We got some IRL, real life shit to do. I suggest everybody spend some time with their significant others, their families, or you don't have that, jump in the
Hey,
Discord.
Compound.
What's up, bro?
Everyone in California automatically has a extension until October 15th, I believe. So, not a really good excuse. That was a nice try to get out
Oh,
of the
He
state.
said he has to go feed his grandma.
I get. So wait, my tax.
That's
Doing my
that's
tax.
code word for head to Discord.
I'm not doing my taxes till October 15th, I guess. What's up, Anya? No, that's dope, Anya. I love that you're doing that.
Wait, I thought that Rose had her hand raised. I'm sorry. I thought she was going to go first. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't. I completely missed Rose. Oh, great. Sorry,
No, I
Rose.
just said I think that's just the new code word for head to Discord.
No, I actually was gonna go attempt to do it on the last possible day that you can do it, but now I'm gonna wait till October 15th. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna ask me if I trade crypto, and I'm gonna press that button that says, "Nope, never heard of it."
What is crypto? What's that?
Nope.
Can you tell me?
Nope. I trade Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I don't know if you could tax those. What's up, Anya?
I was just stretching. I'm sorry. I was going to say it so calmly, and then I started giggling.
Oh shit. We got Polly. What's up, Polly?
Well, I'm here just to, I have a different kind of an issue. What if my significant others are on Twitter and I do enjoy talking to them in spaces every night?
Oh, is that us? Is there your community? That's what I'm saying. We got you covered. Deep, bro. Tell
I
us
just
something.
wanted to ask, Polly, are you sick or how was NFT NYC? Did you party hard? Is that why you sound a little sick?
I lost my voice somewhere like third to fourth day in. I actually did a little recap. I think it was like one day, April 12th, the second day of NFT NYC, and I showed up to 7 different locations throughout the day. And of course, as someone like me being inspired and overwhelmed, I made sure I talked to everyone almost. And that's how I lost my voice. I think, no, actually, it was after the Proof and Moonbirds event when people was doing the live painting. I think that was the end of it. My voice was gone the next day. And imagine I have to meet like people who have like the only thing they're familiar with is probably my voice, and it brings some joy to their hearts, like it's comforting them, and I don't have it. I felt so intimidated.
Well, I'm glad you had a fun time. I'm glad you and Kiro made it home safely. You're the only two that I knew that went to New York, unless I'm missing somebody, at least from the Bad Take community. So I'm glad y'all made it home safe. We will catch you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Discord chat, or the Discord chat's at the top. The link to it. Join it up. While I work on my taxes, I'm gonna probably sit up in voice and kick it, but I do have some shit I need to get done. But
You have till October 15th. What happened to that?
no, bro, I have them halfway done. I'm just gonna get them done. Fuck it. I can't listen to Ninja and not procrast for 6 more months, dude. There's no way. Dre, you got any final words for us, man?
No, I think I expressed a lot of points that I held tonight for real.
I have some final words.
You went deep, bro. You went deep tonight. We should have
I
called it.
mean, I tried. I tried. I'm saying I try not to, but I sometimes I am reluctant to in these spaces just because. But like I said, man, this is where I live, bro. I should have Deep's name, but it's already taken.
Yo, my name. I have a crazy story I can tell you later, but of how I got my name.
Ninja, what do you got
My
for us?
name is my name.
Ninja.
Shit, it cut me out. So I don't know the theme of a lot what was talking about, but I will say this is that some things that I've been really realizing over the last, I would say the last couple weeks, and I just, it's common knowledge, but I just thought I would share it, is that, you know, a lot of times we get what we ask for, and then when we get it, it really doesn't always make us as happy as we thought it would. And that just to make sure that you're very specific about your desires and what you want and how you want it to come. Not necessarily how you want it to come, but just what you want, being very specific about that, because pretty much all of us are powerful manifestors, and so if we believe it, and it will happen. And if we, especially if we take the action, the correlated action to do it, and just to be specific about what you want, and also to just to support those around you, and really, really pay attention to messages that other people are saying, that you receive through other people. Because what I've been finding is that as I've been really busy with these 2 TV shows, but I've also been really taking time to quiet my mind, still my mind, and really listen to people. I've had to do a lot of listening with these 2 jobs, and I find that when I'm listening to people, I'm learning so much, and especially removing my prejudices and my preconceived thoughts and just everything that can kind of block sometimes when the universe, God, whatever you believe, is talking to you. So I would just say, be very specific about what you ask for in your prayers, in your meditation, in what you ask for people, and do it all with love.
Facts.
Appreciate
Not financial advice, though.
Spiritual advice.
Real advice. Not advice. Not financial advice.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. And let's bother Compound in Discord while he does his taxes.
Compound, hey, before we checked out, Compound, I don't know how to share shit in the fucking pin part, but was this?
Oh, I got it
Oh,
up there.
okay. I can't figure that part out. But just showing our work, between Bad Take and CloneX Classic of fucking resurrecting the vibes and resurrecting the market. We're up 40% since the night of the 15th. And I think a lot of people have the message. We absorbed a lot of good quality clones back. We got killer discounts and re-upping our clones. I think, with this right here, I think we've made the bottom down there. I don't think he should see 2.2, 2.4 again. And I think as long as we make sure we keep the communication up, there's not going to be a way for him to drive it back down into that ditch. So good work, everybody, and coming together to make that happen. So
appreciate everybody that was part of it.
We appreciate you, man. If you're seeing any other that you need help with, there were some people who had some dry firepower. They mentioned it last night.
We changed the vibes.
And I
We changed the
remember.
vibe. Like there are people coming out that I didn't even heard of. There are people thanking me I never knew they were on Twitter. So that's what we had to do. You know, there's a lot of people who watch you don't say shit. That's what we had to really get a message out to. You know, if you're gonna, market making is not just managing the order books, but it's also managing the perception of the participants that are going to touch those order books. And so that was the bigger part of what we had to do. We can't necessarily take out how much firepower that guy's got, but by raising awareness right now to a lot of people who are watching, we now have more firepower than he's got. So, there's more than one way to skin a cat in the market maker world. So good shit, everybody.
Well, my vibes are up because the clone that I bought on the floor is up. So there's a quick way to raise my vibes, and it's getting me in the
I
positive. So shout
thought
out.
it wasn't about money, motherfucker. It's about money, motherfucker.
I
Yeah,
never said that.
I know, but the motherfuckers who say that shit, like, I always like shut those guys away. Bitch, it's always about money.
I mean, I think everybody joined crypto and NFTs for money, and then we found dope community to also vibe with. So that's cool too. But I think it's a mix of both, man. So shout out to you guys. That thread's at the top if y'all want to take a look at it, read it, retweet it. Bad Take Discord is also at the top, and then we'll see you all in there.